Good evening, everybody. What's going on? Appreciate you guys all being here. Welcome into the show. My name is UltimatDJz, and this is Talking Trek Live. Hi, what's going on over there? How you doing, man?
Hey, man.
How you doing?
Happy Thursday, everybody out there. Can you hear me okay? Everything good?
Oh, we got you. We got you, baby. Welcome in. Appreciate you guys all being here. We've got a very special show for you here tonight. We've got updates on the Christmas Angel Fund. We've got... Oh, that's right. A very special interview. Oh, yeah, we got a very special guest on the show with you tonight to talk about something that we haven't talked about in forever. The mid-ops experience. All right, and we're going to talk all about it here tonight. I would like to know from the chat, whether it's in Discord, whether it's in Twitch, whether it's in YouTube, where are you guys hailing from here tonight? You guys throw it up in your chat for the traditional Talking Trek server sound off. You guys go ahead and punch it up. Stradalorian on server 9. Thank you. Gherkin on 184. What's going on? Tarpy, server 30. Thank you very much. We got V-Real.
I'm full of positive energy.
Got the positive energy. V-Real on server 80. Thank you so very much. Silver Tab on 33. What's going on? Bender the Robot on 51. Broken Wolf on server 99 and 137. Drastic League on server 9. Thank you, Hamsam 187. C Engineering on 36. Madrox on 8. Vic here on 33. Victor on 102. Matt on 51. Thrawn on 26. Polar Bear on 15. Anubis on 201. Riker's Vengeance on server 20. Spock on 51. Welsh Warlock on 12. Alex on 181. Beck is hanging out. I'm just here, she says. Commander Taylor at 187, Tony Pyle on 86, Rowe on 67, Crushin' on 10, Kilroy on 702, J-Babes 13, Maxenheimer on European 184, Liberatoro on server 30, Scud Missile, server 26, Shelby on 701. Thank you very much for being here. Your way on server 30, Tony Pie on 86, Divine on 164, Short Round 187, Putts on 45. Look at that, man. The chat, very, very looking forward. Very, very looking forward to hearing from our friend, the infamous WarDaddy. So many more messages in chat. We're very excited to have him on tonight. Thank you guys all very much for being here. All of your messages, all of your Talking Trek server sound off. Thank you guys so very much. Appreciate that. That's right. Beck is here. That also means leaks tonight. Yeah.
Oh, nothing but leaks.
We got those leaks.
NBL.
We got them. That's going to happen here tonight. And a very quick update on what's going on with our Christmas Angel Fund. Would you guys like to... What?
What is wrong with you?
Oh, I thought that was real.
Already started.
I thought that was real. I'm going to turn off the alerts for a second. Here, let's do a couple of thank yous very quickly. Pong, thank you for the 35-month resub. Appreciate that. Griffin, raiding in. How was the Pergola stream today? You have fun with that?
Dude, we are on... Ooh, I'm feeding back. No, I'm good. We are on a level 73 outpost, DJs, and we're watching it all day long. I am currently attacking level 50, so I am well into wave 2 of my wonderful Op 73 outpost.
Nice.
Killing it.
Well, that's great. I heard that you had to be schooled on the crewing there by a certain...
No, we were no. Who do you think schooled me exactly on the crewing? There's no schooling on the crewing. I'm just a patient listener. I accept all feedback as anybody would. You accept all feedback, and then you make a decision.
I gotcha. Yeah. I would imagine that a thank you is in order to everywhere it matters for actually allowing you to defeat the 73 outpost, because I'm pretty sure before that you just went kaboom.
What?
No,
what version of reality are you living in, pal? Because none of that is accurate.
Just what I heard.
However, Matters definitely did help us out for sure, and we are now we might actually kill this 73.
Well, that is fantastic. That is super awesome. I hear he's using crew. He told me I'm using crew that you almost always laugh at, DJ, and I'm like, ooh, really? And then he told me he was using Galron and Bael, and I was like, you're right. But it's clearly working for you. So
it's working. It's up on the webcam anytime you want to have a look, and we are just cruising along. We did just lose our second ship. The crew, the cube, may they rest in peace, did die on level 50, but we still have our Vengeance just circling around, just patrolling around.
So wait, what do you?
And
you only have
she's doing great.
You only have one ship left. Oh, you're not clearing that.
Yes, I lost.
No, you ain't clearing that.
You would be. You would be surprised. I lost my Enterprise E. However, this Vengeance is barely taking any damage at all.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. But we'll keep posted. We'll keep you posted.
Always the optimist. Thanks for nothing.
Yeah, you ain't making that. But we do have some great stuff to tell you about. So that's happening here. We've got. I have an update for you. Oh, so thank you, Pong, for the 35-month resub. Griffin with the raid. Camel, 14 months resub. Beck Likes Plants is in the audience with the resub. Thank you. Pavic Amaro, thank you for the 43 months. Where has time gone? That's insane. Crushing with the 40-month resub. Thank you guys so very much. We will be turning off your alerts here this evening as we do have a very special guest. But before I switch over to that, I would like to see if I can pop this up on the stage. You guys might see something weird right above Griffin's head. I'm going to see if this will actually pop onto the screen. Doesn't look like it's going to. Let me. Just what? 1 sec. 1 second. We've got something really cool here, Griffin, that I want to share for you. Yeah. Here it is. Oh, that's because I turned off the alerts. I'm such an idiot. I turned off the alerts and I said, "Hey, let me show you this alert." All right. Well, now I'm going to have to where are you going? Yo, hey.
You said there was something horrible going to show up over my head.
No,
I didn't. I wanted to make room.
Never said the word horrible. Definitely did not say that. As a matter of fact, what I wanted to show up above your head was this right here. Logo says floor 3. Let's go.
What? Oh,
Logo.
This is awesome.
Logo dropping $1,450. And if you take a look right above Griffin's head, that clears floor number 2. As a matter of fact, if you look right over here to the bottom right-hand corner of your screen, you can see that now we have finished right here. Floors 1 and 2 are now complete. We are at $12,000. $12,006.28. And that completes 2 floors. Right there. Very, very excited about that.
Yes.
And now, as you can see right above Griffin's head, we are starting on floor number 3. I can't even tell you guys already that is hundreds of people. But we've got a long way to go. $78,000 is the goal, but you guys making very good time. Very good progress. We're already $12,000 in. You can scan the QR code on the bottom right-hand corner of your screen today to make a tax-deductible charitable donation to Monroe Carroll Jr. Children's Hospital at Vanderbilt Medical in Nashville, Tennessee. And we'll tell you a lot more about that program on at a later time. But right now, what you need to know is that we are dedicating everything these last 2 months to making sure that these children and their siblings and their parents have just like a 2 ounce less of things to worry about around the holiday time. So that is for the children, the patients, the siblings, everybody at the Monroe Carroll Jr. Children's Hospital in Nashville. We're going to be heading there here within the next several weeks, and we're going to be bringing you some content from in there. But not only is our goal to provide a gift for every child in that hospital, but we are also expanding the wish list this year, Griffin, to include. I mean, it is the Music City, right? Nashville, Tennessee.
Indeed.
We aim to provide those children with a mobile sound recording studio so that they can experience the gift of music, writing music, producing music, even if they are in a hospital bed. We have decided that is our goal this year. We're going to be setting them up with a mobile music recording studio. So that is what the ultimate goal is. Not only funding all 13 floors of this hospital, but the mobile music studio as well. That is the goal. And that's what you can help us with by scanning the QR code on the bottom right-hand corner of your screen and giving a tax-deductible donation to Monroe Carroll Jr.'s, and we thank you for everything that you're doing, and so do the children. All right. Also,
Absolutely.
I would like to remind you very quickly about a wonderful sponsorship we got going on. If you guys take a look at the top of your Twitch chat, you will notice that there is an Amazon short code there. I would like to thank our sponsors for tonight's very special Inside the Live Ops Room with WarDaddy. We've got a very special guest here to talk to you about that. The show tonight being sponsored by Audible. You can use !Audible in the chat to find a very special link where you will get a very special promo holiday offer, Griffin. How about this? 99 cents a month for your first 3 months. Audible. unlimited. Thousands of titles.
That's great.
Thousands of titles, exclusive deals, discounts on special stuff. They literally have thousands of podcasts, audiobooks, Audible originals. You get to choose from the entire catalog. All right. And how about this? With the membership that you guys check out here for this 3-month deal for $3, you guys actually get to keep. You get to pick one title each of those 3 months for you to keep, even after your Audible membership is over. They're literally giving you 3 free audiobooks. That is !Audible in our chat right now. Get that link and sign up today. Support our show and support our sponsors over at Audible. 99 cents a month for 3 months. Cancel anytime, no obligation there, and you get 3 free books with it as well. !Audible. Thank you guys for sponsoring our show tonight.
There are a lot of smart ideas and books you haven't read out there, so I recommend that you pick up that subscription and up your game.
Yeah, there you go. We will have the link also in the podcast description if you guys would like to check that out on podcast. But if you're in the Twitch chat right now or YouTube chat, the link is pinned up in the chat, and we'll make sure that you guys have access to that, even over in the Discord as well. Thank you, Audible, for your sponsorship here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to take this moment to go ahead and pop into our war room. Now, just in case, yes, I said that very carefully. We redecorated the green room and made it look like a war room, just in case he forgot what it looks like. All right. As a matter of fact, broadcasting live from the war room, we've got WarDaddy. Now, I don't know if he realizes this yet or not. Your camera is still off. We had it on, but it's off, and I'm going to try to get it turned up. There he is. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got on our stage tonight the one, the only WarDaddy. Look at him.
Yay!
There he is. How are you, buddy?
Well,
Welcome in.
Good, yourself. Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. Thanks for taking the time to stop by. Listen, there's been a lot going on over there in Culver City, including a brand new experience this month. My understanding is you were the engineering mastermind behind this plan, or at least behind this this Causality arc this month, and I'd like to talk to you a little bit about it and get to learn a little bit about it. And for some of the players who may not know exactly what's going on, this is something that Connor talked about in a blog here a month or two ago, which was about something that you and I have actually talked a lot about in the past, which is, first of all, here's your first question. How hard is it to program in live ops for ops 20 through 80? I mean, we've talked about just the difficulty of that, right? How easy is it to program an event that works the same for 20 through 80?
Yeah, I mean, it's super difficult, right? There's a ton of players, and all of you guys are in very different spots in your journey, and trying to make sure that that every single level, every single hostile type, for example, is pertinent to where that person is at. It's pretty much impossible. We do our best, but one of the ways that we figured we could improve greatly is by narrowing the focus of what every person's working on. So, with the advent of G7 coming out, we've actually, since Connor's video, reallocated members of our team specifically to working on this mid-ops experience every month here. To really just try and make sure that all of those experiences at every different level are going to be appropriate and, tailored to what you guys need.
In the past, and again, this is stuff that you and I have talked about just kind of casually hanging out, it's traditionally been like a live ops guy and his team, but really, like, you guys are programming for the entire experience. It's really only been recently that you guys have kind of sat down and differentiated some of these levels. As a matter of fact, we're going on just under a year now where we've had like the Pioneers Battle Pass with that special experience at, levels, I don't remember, I think 10 through 20 or 10 through 25, something like that, with a really nice accelerated startup experience. But now you guys are kind of coming into the middle. How many people now are responsible for these various experiences? Are you guys still trying to do this all with one person, or are you guys splitting up these pods?
I'll say, like, it very much differs from month to month, from update to update. What I will say is there used to be, one team kind of running the entire range, 1 to 80, and now there's 3 different teams that each have their own section, their own piece of the pie of that level range to focus on.
Oh, that's great.
That's not a straight 3x in people working on a given update, but something to that effect. There is 3 times the focuses at least going on.
Well, that's something that we've talked about a lot on this show, Griffin. Even back when Echo was community manager, and we had talked about, like, there needs to be a second arc, right? There has to be something to help some of the new players come in, and there's a lot of content. Logan, I almost called you WarDaddy, and I thought, okay, we all know you as Logan, right? Logan, you did a great video here a minute ago. It says WarDaddy on the screen, and I just thought, man, do I really want to call him Daddy on stream? But it's like
Logan's more than fine. We can rock with that one.
We'll go with that. But we've talked about, there's a ton of content even that players that have joined the game in the last 2 years have missed out on 5 years worth of content. So that was something that you guys have kind of focused on here a little bit, specifically with what you're doing now in mid-ops, which I think is a fantastic idea. So if somebody
It's always been that way. It's been that way for years. I mean, I joined at what, Arc 12 or 13 or 14, the beginning of the Outlaw arc. And it's like, what do you mean I can't participate in this? I mean, I'm too young of a player to even get in the threshold. Now there's a focus on all ops levels and everybody feels included, which is, I think, just absolutely wonderful.
Well, there has been kind of a focus. What we're seeing is a little bit of a focus on going back to some of that content. So if somebody is listening to this, because we have a lot of ops ranges that listen, a lot of our ops ranges are 6 and 7 year players. If they are new to this show, if they've never met you before, Logan, what is a mid-ops experience?
Yeah, I mean, so I guess specifically, for this month, for November here, 2025, mid-ops experience is basically how we're going to be tailoring the events and the rewards of a given arc for the 2250 ops range. And we've taken a number of liberties this month with a couple of different things, right? I'm sure you guys noticed the difference in the battle pass events that seem to be warmly received, as well as the points there. Having separate battle passes, in this case separate like narratives as well, right? You've got entirely separate things you're trying to solve. The 51 plus guys are in Deep Space Nine land, and here at Mid Ops we're in Voyager land. Without saying too much, this is not a one-off thing. This is something that we have put people and vested interest and focus on improving. And we are continuing to look to ways that we can, iterate on this and make the level 20 to 50 experience every bit as fun, every bit as rewarding as, a lot of the monthly content release hype that we get every month towards the 51 plus range.
So if we're looking at some of the events and stuff that you've built, let's look at your battle pass. And as you just mentioned, this is a different battle pass, right? It's a completely different set of battle pass events. I mean, really, truthfully, maybe for the first time ever, Logan, this is a truly, totally different month for 51 or for 50 and down as compared to anything else. I've got the battle pass pulled up on your screen. Your arc for the mid-ops experience is called Causality. What was your area of focus this month? What storyline or what narrative are the G3, 4, and 5 players actually playing with this month?
Yeah, so I'm a big Trekkie. I love the narrative piece. I actually got to have a decent hand in kind of the framing of this arc from the narrative side as well. And yeah, it's really kind of like how I laid it out in the video. It's definitely a Voyager focused arc here, the Relativity and Voyager, of course, and then the Discovery is going to be the focus for our early ops players 20 to 29. And there's a fractured timeline. We're not really sure why the timeline is so messed up, why we're seeing all of these different ships from different ranges, in game at least. But there is something at least a little bit familiar. It's that temporal residue, and I actually included a little trick in the video, a line that can be interpreted as to what might be the cause here for some of those temporal disturbances. But you'll continue to unravel the mystery here each day, working on that main timeline. Yep, those events right there, and then hopefully by the end, if all things go right, we can repair the timeline and get everything back into temporal accordance.
So this was even new narrative. And in other words, like this is not even recycled Voyager events or from the Voyager arc or something like this. This is a totally new narrative. And I mean, it's still new content, just geared towards younger players.
Yeah, entirely new. I mean, I've tried to shake things up a little bit. I think we as a whole are trying to make things feel new and fresh and exciting. You'll notice a couple of the Battle Pass events that you get this month in the Causality arc are ones that you've probably never seen before, or at least not that specific Battle Pass event. Some of them are going to line up with the activities you need to do that day. But yeah, just holistically across the board, it is an entirely different, entirely fresh, new experience, events, rewards, etc. And we really wanted to focus on trying to help people progress in some of those specialty ships and their associated activities and loops, just so you can continue to move on up into the next range, into the next ship a little bit easier.
Do you feel
Logan, the text that's on the screen for that event, did you write that?
the text?
I presume yes, but which one?
Before I say
We were just
yes,
looking
I want to know which one it is. No, we were looking. I mean, for example, I had pulled
The
up.
Not Quite Right?
Yeah, I had pulled up Not Quite Right
Yes.
for the podcast audience. Here's
It
the
sounds
event
it sounds
description.
like you. And let me just tell you, I love how much you love this. Reading that, it just makes me excited to even want to play it, to know what's going on, to see what's up in Star Trek. I mean, just in general, I love how much you love this. It comes out.
I'm
It
gonna
really
read
comes
this
through.
for the podcast audience because they can't see what you're talking about. But here's the event description. Now, we sometimes tease event descriptions, or sometimes they're literally just scoring metrics, and there's very, very little lore. This is an event that Logan wrote for the mid-ops experience. It says as follows: augmentation has been banned for hundreds of years. Something about the life signs on these ships just can't be right. The temporal fracturing must have started as far back as 20th century Earth. Temporal residue is clinging to engineered augment biochemistry. Neutralize these augment hostiles so Starfleet science can collect chronoton-tagged biosamples. And then your metrics are to kill augment hostiles. And it looks like this includes both of the spaces. So even going back all the way to the original augment space where red and green data lives, and then the new augment space you've got available up here with the new augmented exiles, right? So it is kind of blending in some of the old content, but even some of the newer content as well, right?
Yeah, I mean, this guy is, there's an augment event here. There's going to be a couple other of these, I guess, break from the norm activities as well to harken back to, like the Reliant release and even older. And these are to kind of keep things fresh, of course, in the midst of all of the, for this range, Voyager focused events. I'm trying to make sure, there's a breadth of activities, and that guy's one of them. I think he'll come back one other time as well this month.
Yeah, here's another. This is a solo leaderboard for hostiles, bonus points for using Discovery, Voyager, Relativity, and then scoring on armadas. This timeline seems to have significantly more hostility in the Alpha and Delta quadrants than is accustomed to. Ensure a clear route for our science vessels to get a closer look at these temporal disturbances. I mean, you've written a whole narrative around even within your event descriptions. I mean, this is
you guys.
Very, very
if
cool
you
stuff.
don't like that, you don't like Star Trek entertainment. It's just that simple. If you don't love what you're hearing here, check your pulse, man. This is a character on your screen here in the middle that loves this property, that actually loves the game, loves the players, understands how it whole works from the history up until now. And who else could really successfully go in and just take everything that we have experienced and walk through and share it with a whole new generation of players in a fun and compelling way to where they also like Star Trek, and everything is just tied in so beautifully. I just love this. I love it for you. I love it for the generation of players coming up behind us. And I've got to start another account so I can play through this all myself.
I was thinking that to myself.
I can't not do that.
So where does this actually start? Because I might have a little bit of work to do. My 404 account is still only Ops 13, but I might...
Ops 20, get it together. Well harder. Come on, why are you still on Ops 13? Let's go.
It's only Ops 13. I'm going to have to punch up a little bit so I can get going here. But yeah, this seems to be a very, very cool experience. Let me ask, Logan, when you were designing this, this was... Tell me a little bit about how this was created. I know that you guys have discussed in Culver City how to get previous players not only accelerated, but re-engaged. How was this developed? Did they just say, hey, pick an arc or two and accelerate? I mean, how did this get created from your mind? Like from this is the idea to, hey, Logan, we want you to do this, which, by the way, you were the absolute perfect choice for kicking this thing off. Mm-hmm. How much restraint did they ask you to show, or did you get to just go in and just do whatever Logan wanted to do here?
Well, very first and foremost, this is a team effort entirely. There are many people involved here with both the overall decision making as well as, I did double check all of the stuff that I wrote with the narrative team, and they gave me a ton of great advice and guidance there. So first and foremost, it is not just me. There is a legion of people behind me also working to make this possible. But no, I mean,
a legion, DJs. He has a legion.
Very creative use of words. I love the vocabulary. It's great.
But yeah, no, I mean, basically, ever since that update video, like, Connor meant it when he said it, we have been taking a much closer look. And there was no restrictions on what I could or couldn't do other than time. I basically, as much as I could accomplish in the allotment that I was given is what I went for. And I'm the type of person who tends to bite off a little more than they can chew anyway, and then burn the midnight oil to get it done.
I believe that.
So, yeah, but I love the narrative side of Trek of this game, and I try to lean into it when I can. I saw somebody in the chat saying, like, better than any event description ever done or something. I did the original Voyager arc actually as well, the original Voyager ship release. So hopefully you like some of the event descriptions back then as well. But
that's because Voyager is his favorite Star Trek, and mine too.
I mean, it's pretty good. I love it. I love it. So let me ask you, when you were crafting Causality, I see you've got Relativity stuff in here, Disco, Voyager. What were the aspects of this month that you feel like it best focuses on? For example, and I'll clarify, we have discussed in the past that it needs to be a whole design. Like, we've absolutely seen a great deal of effort from Scopely with G3 in particular, with resources and materials. I mean, there's a ton of resources and materials that come into the game, but it's more than that. There has to be accelerated timelines on officer recruiting, whether it's the galactic recruits or even, listen to new players. The ultra recruits still have a great deal of value. Ship blueprints. I mean, there's so many specialty ships in the game, and cosmic cleanup can seem like it takes a while. And then once you get that, then there's the ship parts to upgrade that. Syndicate XP, that's a thing. So as a lot of us have gone through, we've had a lot more time to accumulate this stuff. When we're looking at an accelerated model to try to get G2, G3, and G4 pushed to that main content area at G5 now at 51 plus, there has to be the whole player experience, not just resources and materials, but the blueprints, the officer shards, the badges, things like that. We've actually heard that crazy enough, players in G3 and G4 are needing badges again, which is kind of a cool thing, honestly. That economy's gone full circle. But the ultra recruits have a new life now for these younger players. So when you were constructing this, what were some of the areas that you focused on? Is this just kind of another resource and material, or did you find ways to incorporate some of these other vital currencies?
No, I mean, actually, like 100%. I effectively, my goal with each range here was to, one, really encourage, again, the same three specialty ships we were talking about. So Discovery, Voyager, Relativity, and back to what you were saying about clearing this with the higher ups and what they let me do. I basically pitched this Causality arc as the most targeted arc we've ever done, right? Trying to really meet you guys, players, where they're at in their journey, and make sure that the things that you guys are getting are going to be valuable for you. And we may have missed the mark in some areas. Hopefully we hit the mark in some other areas. But basically for each level range this month, the goal is for 20 to 29, you're going to be getting either Discovery blueprints, Discovery parts. Those are going to be your specialty ship. And then I've also included as one of the other rewards per range that you'll be seeing quite a bit of, some sort of loot or efficiency officer. So for the Discovery range, that's going to be Paul Stamets. You'll see him showing his face. For the Voyager folks, that will be the Doctor, the EMH. And then for the Relativity folks, it's actually going to be the Lerpa fragments for the artifact. And I nodded to some of those in the video. And then kind of for your alliance level events, you're going to be seeing a lot of that Burr Chakelrer officer as well. And the idea is to just across the board try to give players access to some of these valuable loot and efficiency officers, and change some of the ratios, I guess, from how many resources and materials to focusing on some of these specialty ships as well, focusing on some of these, useful key officers and artifacts as well, and really just round out the progression a little bit for 20 to 50 here.
I see some comments in the chat talking about Vagrant AI says, I am loving the specialty ship, officer shard, badge, syndicate XP sourcing, all this stuff making a comeback for Ops 20 through 50. Some of the stuff that we've really... Look, Floyd says, I kind of wish I was back down below 51. Hey, you can go make yourself another account. That's totally fine. But yeah, we've seen a lot of this in the last couple of days that people have really, taken it. Ultravetica, another content creator, said, listen, my G3 account is absolutely having a blast right now. So that is very, very cool. Tiny Mama says, hopefully this is not the end. Are we going to add other ships and other mid-ops experiences? Tell me about the future of the mid-ops experience. Are you able to glean any insight? Is this going to be a continuing feature, and are we going to see other specialties, North Star, Talios, Devore? I mean, what are the plans for this type of content moving forward?
I cannot guarantee any of the specifics as far as the ships go.
Sure. Yeah,
what
I just meant like in theory, like as an initiative.
Yes. What I can say is, one, this is hopefully a step in the right direction on all sides of the coin, and we're looking to continue to step in that direction, right? This is not a one-off, hey, we're going to have a great arc and then, forget mid-ops exists next month or anything like that. We're looking to continue to build on stuff. And, hopefully you've seen some of that building in the last 2 months. Hopefully you're seeing some of that building this month, and we're going to continue to build on that experience for the mid-ops players. And if you guys are enjoying this kind of specialty ship focused, or even there's effectively kind of 3 sub arcs going on for the mid-ops range. If that's something that is being that you guys are a fan of as well, please speak up. We're all definitely watching the Discord chats, the streams, taking feedback, and looking to continue to course correct as we move forward. So all that to say, I think every single specialty ship in the game deserves its time to shine. I can't say exactly when any of those will be coming, but if you guys are enjoying this arc, hopefully there'll be a lot more of this type of thing to look forward to. At the very least, continual, more tailored experiences. The formats, of course, might shift slightly as we adjust to what you guys are asking.
Well, this is certainly, even looking at the chat now, this certainly seems to be a very a very popular piece of content this month.
Overwhelmingly positive.
Yeah.
I mean, this is really igniting a whole generation of people behind us. And I think it's incredible. My question, look, you're working so hard on this particular one. Does that get shelved? Does it come back around in 6 months? Do you get experience to it when you hit Ops 20? What is the game flow pattern for this mid Ops going forward?
That's definitely a lot higher level, right? I think there is a lot of room for really building on that experience and making it so, hey, maybe when you unlock the Voyager, it kicks off some events specifically for the Voyager. That's all stuff in the back of the mind. As to when then that sort of thing would happen, I'm not sure. This is again hopefully just a big step towards this type of stuff. Towards these specialty ship focused and really just entirely different themed arcs, right? We're really running 2 arcs per arc now, right? It's like those like the toilet paper rolls. It's like 17 double rolls is actually 34 real rolls. We're running twice the arcs here, and we're gonna continue to do so and continue to. We're trying to make an experience here that's rewarding and is something that you guys want to play, and that is.
But dude, it's just that your Legion is doing more than just trying, and that's what I'm trying to say. I don't know if Scopely can hear me in the back of the room. Scopely, listen to this one comment. Listen, Anubis X201 writes, "My wife wants to start playing now because of this new arc."
Yeah, I see a lot of people that kind of want to come back and play this content. Tamrol says, listen, this guy gets it. I need 500,000 Armada cores to advance from 44 to 45. Can I get help with that? Tamrol, check this out. Look here. This is what Logan is writing right here. Here's an event. Now, if I looked at this or Griffin looked at this, we would look at this and be like, Armada cores? What? But you just said it, Tamrol. Like, you need 500,000 of these things. He's got 2 events up right now that are actually giving a couple 100,000 tactical cores. Well, maybe about 100,000. That's significant. And that's because Logan's tuned in. He knows what every currency in the game is. You've been with this game a long time. You've studied the math. You're one of the primary economy guys. You know what players need. You know what players need at certain times. So let me dive into your brain just a little bit and say, when you had the opportunity to come back and build this arc, what was the thing, the single most important item to you that you looked forward to in delivering this? Was it parts? Was it narrative? Was it providing a currency that has been overlooked in the game? What was the most exciting for you while building Causality this month?
Wow. That's a hell of a question. I guess, the narrative stuff's high up there. I think it's maybe second or third. I think really for me, like, I was most excited to deliver the rewards, and that's across all the things, both the battle pass as well as the events themselves. I've personally felt like there's been a lot of room to to your point, to reward people with what they're needing. And I think, for the last year and a half, I've been building a lot of tools and tech, and some of that has allowed us to do some of the things we're seeing here, right? A lot of the events, even the battle pass this month, is actually segmented on your ship tier as well. So even that sort of stuff, like really trying to meet people where they're at in their journey, and hopefully have events that feel meaningful, progression that feels meaningful, things that are clear and easy to track. I was excited for really cultivating what I think is a solid set of rewards and a solid set of activities for this month, and hoping that you guys all enjoy it. The narrative piece is I just have a ton of fun with, but that's more of a selfish thing than a grander excitement piece.
Well, I think that there has to be some reward in it for you as well, to be able to look at some of these needs and say, okay, we can actually do that. It's interesting sometimes because Scopely's economy is a very complex machine, and sometimes the things that we value the most are not the things that you guys value the most, and then the things that we need the most are the things that are overlooked sometimes. But you really had a chance to kind of hone in and take your years of experience and look and say, okay, we know that we need Armada cores. We know that we need officer sourcing. We know that we need beer shards and Voyager parts and stuff like that. The whole player experience, like we were talking about earlier, centers around a lot of that. What I see is a lot of parts and a lot of specialty building materials. What are your plans? Because I know we haven't had a weekend yet, so we haven't seen everything yet. Obviously, it's only day 3. What are your plans specifically with regards to officer sourcing for the mid-ops experience this month?
Ooh.
Yeah, so I think the in-game news thing had it, but there is going to be a cosmic recruit heroic and leaderboard this weekend for the for our 2029 players. I guess do you guys?
Yeah, I pulled up.
Is there leaks here?
Yeah, no, we definitely don't do leaks. Back.
Is there leaks here?
Go make a tea. Listen, we've got your event calendar pulled up here, and this is, by the way, an event calendar that a lot of you guys aren't going to be able to see because this is the mid-ops event calendar. I mean, it really is a completely self-contained arc. So when we look at this, we see events for 20 through 29. This destroying hostiles, mining mycelium with the discovery. I mean, there's a lot of events here. So if we look at this coming weekend, I'm looking for, man, and look at this event schedule. There's a lot going on in here, man.
All of the
very dynamic and robust
timeline stuff.
Yeah, man, look at this. I mean,
I love it.
This is a great calendar. Golly.
Yeah.
And here you've got spending spore drive components, Voyager parts. When was the last time we had an event for spending Voyager parts? I mean, and that is what some of these players missed out on, Logan. I mean, this is great.
Well,
this is good stuff.
That's the point. That's the point. This game is a 7-year property. What's 12 times 7? It's a lot of months. It's a lot of arcs. 80 plus arcs. Not everybody started playing at the same time.
Yeah.
So now here's this whole new generation of people that Scopely has. Guys, they're awake. They're wide awake. They know that they have people in their 20s and 30s that have not experienced the same content that you have and that I have. And it's fresh to them. And they love those properties. They love those shows. And there's this already written stuff that we can just put back in front of their face like we should have been doing the whole entire time and watch this whole wave of new players coming in to experience these things. This is money. This is gold. I love this. I can't wait to see where this is going because it's going to be good.
So let's talk about these leaks. All right, because there's nobody here that's going to get us in any kind of trouble. What do you have for us in the form of some of your upcoming events? What do we see? What are some special nuggets that you've got planned in this event calendar that players are going to want to take very special care to make sure that they don't miss?
Yeah, I can give you some leaks. So first of all, the Cosmic Recruit events this weekend. Players 20 to 29 will be seeing the original Picard in that leaderboard and heroic. 30 to 39 will be seeing the Janeway, the isolytic Janeway from update 55. Ooh. And then 40 to 50 will be seeing the Officer Depot tokens, kind of how we've been seeing it for our 51 plus players. Also, DJ, if you wanted to scroll down there a little bit towards the bottom of those main timeline events, you'll see there's a little bit up there. Yeah, there's some of these Explorer, Battleship, Interceptor, and then I think Ally Federation, one of the other ones above that as well. Those set of those are all going to be a lot of those guys are going to be ticketed, so you can opt into which ones. You'll have, I think, 4 tickets over the 4 days, and you can do any combination of those 4 events that you see fit, and to get your progress in the main timeline.
Which, by the way, I'm going to point out another subtle piece here, Griffin, that we didn't always have when we were coming up and playing. Notice that he says that there are going to be tickets for you to choose a combination that will still support the meta. But one of the things that we used to always hate was killing a hostile for the faction that we were actually trying to grind up and represent. So when there was an event and we're trying to build Federation faction and we had to kill Federation hostiles, like that was a thing that made us all a little bit grumpy. So the fact that you've made these so that we can pick one or two with the tickets and it still supports and completes the meta, that's actually really, really cool. And they're all here. You've got the Klingon, Federation, and Romulan. Then you've got ship type, destroy with an interceptor, explorer, battleship. Then we've got another one for Swarm and Gorn, hostiles and armadas. All right, away teams assignments and trade XP. Here's one just for generic hostiles, any faction hostile, Fed, Kling, or Rom.
A lot of those are going to be normal running events. It's specifically the Explorer, Interceptor, Battleship ones and the Federation, Klingon, Romulan ones for the second week. But next week is going to be all about your FKR progression. So there'll be some opportunities for some reputation there and some opportunities for killing some Federation, Klingon, or Romulan hostiles as well.
Which, again, has been a piece of feedback, especially for younger players who haven't been able to develop a strong battleship and a strong explorer and a strong interceptor. This gives you the option to go with the event that you're best suited for and go with the faction that you're best suited for. And that has also been feedback in the past. So, there's a lot. How long, Logan, if we were sharing some of your background with the community? You and I have been friends for a very long time. How long have you been with Fleet Command? How long have you been studying the economy, writing events, celebrating creative? How much experience has been brought to this Causality arc?
Wow, yeah, I joined back in update 44, which I think was Battleship. No, it was the month before Battleship Strike Team. It was the SNW 2 Part 1 or something like that. So I guess it's been, what, 40 months now? Almost
4 years,
like 3.5 years-ish, somewhere in there. And yeah, I've been on all sides of the game. My very first arc was the Defiant release back in Deep Space Nine Part 3. And I mean that was a pretty awesome first arc to get to do as a huge Trek fan, right? I got Wayun, I got the Jem'Hadar, I got the Breen, I got the Defiant. And yeah, I've done a number of arcs since. I've been working on a number of tools for the team to be able to do, more expansive stuff and be able to build events and things faster and more targeted. And really, this month is a culmination of a lot of the last 3 years for me, but also a lot of the last year for the greater team in just reorganizing things behind the scenes, focusing specific teams on specific goals, and really just making a vested effort to try and serve every single ops level as best as we can with the things we have available to us.
As we get ready to wrap up here, because I know we're almost out of time. Crazy time flies when you're having fun. Can you believe it's already been an hour?
That's been an hour. Okay.
Let me.
I think the
ask,
timeline's fractured.
Yeah. See, narrative guy here. All about the narrative. Let me ask: is and this may be more of a business question, so treat it as such, and whatever you can comment on, but. We've talked about trying to condense the generations because it is very difficult to program for all of these players. Is the goal here of Fleet Command, of the entire Fleet Command team, is the goal acceleration to bring them into the primary new content that's being developed for 51 plus, or is the goal truly a totally separate experience that is repeated maybe from our experience years ago? Like, I guess what I'm asking is it their goal to bring everybody up to 51 faster than what you and I did it? Or is this actually now we're just going to create two different arcs and give them the same timeline?
Oh, that's such a good question. And I think the
experience?
answer has changed over the last year, I bet.
I would think that it has. And I'm just kind of curious what was the intent with creating the mid-ops experience team?
Yeah, so I mean, it's a little bit of both sides, neither side, something like that. So I mean, obviously, we would love for everybody to level up, to enjoy leveling up, to hit Ops 51 and be ready to go for all the new content. But at least for me, we're trying to make sure that the game is fun and exciting and rewarding no matter where you are in the journey, right? The eventual goal can be you make it to Ops 51, you're playing the new content, you're helping out your alliance mates, etc. But we also are trying to just make sure that no matter where you left off, no matter where you're picking up, no matter where you're coming in, you're getting a cultivated experience that feels alive, right? I think a lot of the highlights of Fleet Command have been part of the fact that we've done so much stuff live ops, right? There is almost an entirely different experience every single month from the events, from the content, etc. And we want to be able to provide that at all these different level ranges, even though, from a design perspective, it might make more sense to release things at, a certain level cutoff. We have a ton of stuff, right? 6.5 years of releases that are suitable to all these other levels. And at least for me, the goal is to be enjoying playing Ops 22 and then Ops up to Ops 30 and be enjoying playing Ops 30. And then you Ops up to Ops 45 and you're really enjoying Ops 45. And then, you make your way up to Ops 51 and now you're ready to swim with the sharks, right? You've already got your specialty ships in order. You've already got all the game knowledge you need. You've already been, working with your alliance and building up your rapport there. And that way, when you're ready to attack all the new content, you're moving in feeling like you've got all your loose ends tied up, like you've got the legion behind you that I spoke of previously. And yeah, so I mean, we would of course love for people to continue to level up. That's part of the point of the game, but the goal is not, hey, we need to rush you guys all up here. The goal is to make sure that you guys are progressing at a good rate and enjoying that progression.
One of the
you couldn't have said it any better.
Yeah.
That's exactly. I'm sorry, DJs. I just want to quickly say that's not the perception, and I think that's because previously that was not the reality. But in this economy, in this environment, I know that is the new reality. It's not about getting you up as quickly as you can, as fast as you can. In fact, it's the exact opposite of this, Dark Tree Gaming in chat. It's about solidifying where you are. It's about fortifying what you have, but making it easier to attain and get there. So when you are ready, see that narrative that I'm reading in the chat from that one person, that is such old, tired drivel. You need to retire that, man.
Well,
I'm sick of hearing it. It's all about getting you ready for the next chapter. So when you are ready to push a button and go, you have what you need this time around,
Griffin's
which I didn't have.
He's ready to fight. No, but
I am.
In all fairness, it hasn't. This is a new initiative, one that the players, Logan, have actually been calling for a really long time. It's nice that the Fleet Command team has kind of adopted this idea, because this, I'm sure, has been driven a great deal from player feedback that, hey, we've got to find a way to revisit some of this pre-existing content. And so while I would say, for example, Dark Tree, like your perspective is probably not really an unfair one in years past, but one thing that we had talked about here a couple of months ago was, when Connor actually first talked about this new initiative was, hey, we're not trying to replace that content, right? Like, as Logan just said, we want players to be able to learn it, play it, experience it, and understand it and grow within it. But do we need to scrap the Stella 72 times before we've mastered that content? I would imagine that a lot of what you're looking at here, Logan, and a lot of what the mid-ops team is looking for over the next 3 to 6 months is going to be exactly what you said, finding ways for it to be fun, enjoyable, and engaging content, but also to not take as long as the original set of content, right? Like, to move it along a little bit better, right?
Yeah, and I mean, the goal is, a lot of people in chat are saying, oh, but you do want us to ops up. Like, of course, leveling up in the game, opsing up progression is is a goal. We do want you to move through the game. We want you to enjoy moving through the game. You've seen a lot of materials and resources progression. This is kind of attacking it from a different angle. It's getting some of those specialty ships and factions progression taken care of and knotted up there for the loose ends.
Awesome. Well, listen, I really appreciate this. Is an initiative that a lot of elder players in the game even have called for their alliance, for their littles, for their friends and family who have joined playing the game. You know, a lot of us, we've got these stories like Tarpy and Strider both play, but there are different ops levels. Thumbelina and Barebutt Owl both play, but one of them started it, the other one joined later. There's a lot of us that have friends or family that have come in and joined the game, but we're at such different places in the game. And I love the fact that this has finally been an initiative that has gotten off the ground, this whole mid-ops experience. And so, again, I said this at the beginning of the show, I can't imagine a better guy leading the charge here. I can't imagine a better person, more just totally involved with the economy and knowing each and every currency. And
that's because there isn't one. That's why you can't imagine it.
No, I'm just saying, like you're the guy, you know. And I'm so glad that this is your project, and I'm so glad that you've got a great team behind you, because this is a part of the game that's been sorely needed for a long time. So I'm really, really glad that that you guys have stepped on this thing, and I'm glad that you got the first go at this thing. As we get ready to wrap up, is there anything at all that you would like to share? Anything else that players need to be looking out for? Any comments or whatever? Anything that you would like to say before we get ready to wrap up your time tonight?
I mean, I gave you all my leaks earlier. I don't have anything spicy.
Come on, you gotta save one for the end, man. You gotta save one for the end.
I'm new to this. Come on, you do this streaming thing all the time. No, I guess at the end, I just all praise to the team and everybody who's been working on all of the things behind the scenes. You guys don't know the number of people, the number of hands that all of these events, all of these rewards exchange before they make it in game. And being able to run this for you guys has been, an honor, and has been a huge team effort. The other thing is, I did get a ping from our resident, Madam Plancident, to ask if you guys have any feedback for us on this arc, to just please be liberal in sharing that with us. Please, be loud if you enjoy this specialty ship focus, if you like the little sub arcs things, if you enjoy the war room upgrade currency and the battle pass, if you didn't enjoy Armada Control Center upgrade, Armada Control Cores in your events, whatever it might be, we're listening. I'm reading Galaxy chat every single day. Discord,
Galaxy chat.
I make my way over to you guys' chat.
Ew!
DJs, we need to create a mid-arc Discord room for him on our Discord.
We
so
should.
People in our community have a specific place to share mid-arc feedback.
Yeah.
I think that would be helpful.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, I know. The chat right now is like, what is wrong with you?
Galaxy chat.
We're going to get another sound alert. WarDaddy, what is wrong with you? Anything but Galaxy
I would also
chat.
like to publicly apologize to Logan for accidentally calling you WarDaddy on stream when you were running the War Room arc. You had nothing to do with the actual War Room, and that name never should have stuck. And it's all my fault.
Stuck.
And I apologize. That was my fault. That was messed up. I'm sorry.
You've
I should have picked a more memeable arc name than Causality. Maybe we could have spun something new up here, but yeah, no, that was good. Well, we'll be happy to set up a feedback room in Discord for the mid ops experience, because that is what he is working on. For those of you who have joined in late, this is WarDaddy. This is Logan. He produced a video that is in view screen and on YouTube and StarTrekFleetCommand.com right now for you to go check out. And in case people weren't aware, and we're going to invite you again to go back and check out this content or listen back from the beginning on playback. But Logan did not write
the Outpost arc. What Scopely has done is separated the experiences now. So, Logan, you were responsible specifically for Ops 25 through 50, right? And then we had the Outpost 20 through 50. We have the Outpost arc runner at 51 plus, and then there's still like the early Ops experience, the Pioneer experience that I refer to it as, which is Ops 1 through 19. So, you know, I do see some questions in chat about more docs now, but that's not going to be his thing. He's looking at this month. Your feature was, or your focus was Voyager, Disco, and Relativity. So I think that is an important thing to note, and why some players are going to naturally feel a little bit confused about this, because this is new. It's new, and so that while I do agree with Madam Plants in it, the feedback, especially from mid-ops players, definitely needs to be heard. It needs to be respectful. It needs to be professional and courteous. But yeah, definitely would love to see some of this, because this is an initiative that I don't want to see die. I absolutely want to see this particular piece of design flourish. And I think what I'm seeing in chat is that a lot of people are enjoying this mid-ops experience, and this is why I want to continue to see it. So you guys, absolutely, if you are an Ops 51 plus, then I hope you've enjoyed listening and hanging out with the genius that Logan is. But this content that he talked about tonight, that he wrote, was not targeted at you this month. Last question for you. It's been a minute since you delivered an arc because of all the engineering work you've been, and oh God, let me not say engineering, the tooling and some of the automation, some of the new tools. I don't want to even associate you with the engineering problems that we've had here lately, but you've been working on, working on tools. You've been working on formulas and you know, just ways to create events that result in fewer errors. So it's been a minute since we've seen your last arc. Are there plans for you to get back into regular arc development? Are you going to stay in mid-ops? Are you going to go back to cutting edge? What can we look forward to as far as content from you in the future?
You know, I don't have a super clear answer on that. There's a lot of things I'm working on, and I'm not sure which things will end up getting moved forward with when. It's possible you'll see another arc from me. I can tell you I don't have any set in stone plans for another arc, mid-ops or high ops otherwise, at least at the moment. But I have been, as much as I can, pushing all the feedback that I've gotten from you guys and all the things that you know, we've tried to do this month towards everybody making the mid-ops arcs here in the near future. So hopefully we can continue to see you know, iteration in that respect. But I have appreciated all of the love from the chat here for the changes and for the arcs. It's been awesome. So I appreciate you guys having me on the show.
Is one of the things you're working on Klingon karaoke?
I mean, if I didn't already master that, I might still be working on it.
Oh, man, we're going to have to find you guys a video on playback. This is some good stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, my friend Logan, you know him as WarDaddy. He is the mid-ops experience arc runner tonight. Thank you so very much for spending time with us. We appreciate you so very much. Thank you for taking now all over an hour out of your we know how busy it is running an arc. So thank you so very much for taking time and coming and talking to us tonight. We appreciate you, man.
Thanks,
Thank
dude.
you guys both for having me.
Ladies and gentlemen,
good on you. Keep it up.
Nickname.
Keep up what you're doing, buddy.
WarDaddy. All right, thank you. Appreciate it, man. All right, take care.
Thank you guys. Have a great night.
Bye. What a jerk. Why do you call him that? I apologize for calling him that. You still call him that.
I know, because he loves it. He secretly loves it. I know he loves it.
Oh, yeah, he secretly loves it. Uh-huh. Sure he does.
I have been told that he has a love-hate relationship with that name, all right? There is at least a little piece of him that chuckles inside. It's right next to the piece of him that dies inside. But there is a little piece that kind of smiles a little bit when someone calls him WarDaddy. All right, it's a thing. All right, listen, we're going to take a very quick break, and when we come back, we're going to break down the interview, answer some of your questions in chat. For example, I saw this one. I'm sorry, we were already 10 minutes over time, so I couldn't ask the question. What happens if you transition from 50 to 51 during the arc? You stay in the battle pass that you're already in. You're locked. Okay, so if you push up, then you are keeping your battle pass. You're keeping what is going on there. So that is at least what we've been told. I don't know if anybody's actually done that yet. So that's what we're told is supposed to happen. That would be an engineering marvel if something like that didn't work. And, again, engineering is not what he does.
We're fresh out of those. I don't know what to tell you.
I mean, that is not what he does. He writes the events, then somebody else is supposed to make sure that they work, So we're going to find out.
Man.
Beck says the BP stays, but the events will change, which does make sense. So if you go to 51, your battle pass will stay. Your choice tokens would change, all right, because that always changes. That's one of the nice things about choice tokens. They level up. But you're saying that they would graduate to the 51-plus battle pass events, which, okay, makes sense. Hopefully, that's what we would see there. Listen, we've got to take a very quick break. When we come back, we're going to break down the interview a little bit more. We're going to answer some more of your questions, and we'll separate and talk a little bit more about Outposts and the fixes that came into play, and even maybe possibly check in with resident crewing expert Everywhere It Matters if he's available, because today he successfully navigated Griffin from not even coming close to scratching the paint on a level 73 to now he has made it through how many? 70, 67 hostiles?
Well, according to the whale cam here, I think we are down to 63 with 11 to go.
And he is still alive. Close. Ladies and gentlemen, as predicted, that oops, I got your camera turned off. As predicted, that vengeance ain't gonna make it 11 more hostiles, but we're gonna talk about
what
that.
What a naysayer! Take your break.
It's not gonna happen. It's gonna happen. All right, we're gonna take a break. When we come back, an update into the Christmas Angel Fund as well, and more content right here on the other side of the break. My name is UltimatDJz. This is Talking Trek Live, Star Trek Fleet Command's official podcast. We'll return right after these words.
drippy bit, oh, drippy bit, oh. Get ready to drip, get ready to biddle. When I say drip, you say biddle. Drip, biddle, 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 biddle. Slide to the left, let your swag ignite. Slide to the right, shine like city lights. Hands in the air, feel that bass riddle. Step with a drip, dance that drippy biddle. Slide back, sway forward,
everybody.
No,
don't leave Papa Smurf. Don't leave Papa Smurf. It was just a return. It was just a return song, and now we're talking, and we're back in the show, and everything is great. Come on, that was the sea shanty one, though. That was the sea shanty one.
Let your body fiddle. Come on now, show me that drippy biddle.
It's a sea shanty, that's why.
Drippy biddle, drip, drip. Wiggle in the middle, turn around, strike up.
Oh, God, Griffin, they don't like the drippy biddle. All right. Caledon says, just stop trying to sell it. I won't. Caledon says, stop trying to sell it. We ain't buying it. Listen, Karkin likes the sea shanty one. All right.
I do. I'm a big fan of that one. 90% of them. Actually, let's call it 95. I haven't heard a bad one yet.
Spock says, we don't like it. We love it. All right. Thank you very much. Yeah. No, I got Griffin back. There's Griffin. All right. Appreciate you guys. Welcome back, everybody. This is
graft halfway through.
That's right. Karkin likes it because he's high. Welcome back, everybody. Appreciate you guys being here. My name is UltimatDJz. This is Talking Trek.
And I'm Griffin.
Star Trek Fleet Command's official podcast. All right. So there you go. The mid-ops experience. I do still, like, even looking in chat right now, I still feel like people don't understand this split experience. And you know, I get it. I know that you were getting ready to fight someone in chat a second ago. But you know what? Listen, for the first time in 7 years, they're delivering this experience. It's okay for someone to not recognize it. I mean, this is completely new. And I do think that there's a lot of frustration, especially if he happened to be a leading edge player or a player that has been at the front levels of content. It can be frustrating. Look where we are right now. All right. We're frustrated. I'm frustrated. All right. I'm glad that my outpost is working now, but why didn't it work 3 days ago? You know, so there's a lot that, and that's pent up energy, man. Players have been frustrated for months. It's not been a good time for Scopely in months at the leading edge. What we've got here might be the shining star that a lot of people don't even know exists, because if he's 51 plus, he's not experiencing the good piece of this month so far. I mean, we don't. You know what I'm saying? So if I had not played, if any player has not had the opportunity to play in what we're referring to as a good piece of content, is it any wonder that he doesn't know that there's a good piece of content going on in the game right now? Because, listen, we've all been pretty fussy. Go back to Tuesday's show, man. We were both pretty daggone fussy. I've been fussy for the last month. We've all been fussy. So I think that it's understandable and fair that players, especially if they're not getting to experience the mid-ops experience, then they've had nothing going for them either, you know? And I think it's just important to remember that perspective. I mean, Tuesday we were mad. I was mad, you know? So there is frustration out there. And I think that it's important for us to be able to recognize that. And, you know, now whether or not frustration gets delivered in a proper way is totally a different conversation. But yeah, listen, it's not like Scopely's done a bunch right. I'm glad that this is what seems to be pretty right. And I hope that the players who get to experience it are able to enjoy it. Look, Leon says, God bless. I'm 61 plus. I want Causality arc. Cruzito wants the Causality arc. I got to be honest with you. I think I'm liking the looks of the Causality arc. Listen, I've got stuff that I can show you guys here. I showed some of it off. And again, shout out to Brainy Enigma, who allowed us the courtesy of showing off his account here this evening. This is a level.
Oh, thanks, Brainy. We talked about that. Thank you for that.
Yeah, this is a level 35 account, which you guys got to actually see. I did an Armada. Listen, I went and did a level 39 Armada with a Sally, with 3 Sallys and a Voyager from my new little team here. And we went and knocked out a level 39. A level 39 with Sallys, and we didn't get scratched. Isn't that great? And by the way, I'm going to point out that 2 of those armadas finished, let's see, right here. Yeah, 2 of those armadas finished my Battle Pass event. How nice. I mean, think about that for a second. This is a totally different Battle Pass event, but 2 uncommon armadas actually let me finish my Battle Pass event today, or his Battle Pass event. We look in here, and we've got this right here, which is also armadas. I could continue working on this for him. He's got one for Krenim formation armadas. Those are the uncommon ones, not the rare. All right, so that's kind of cool. I feel like it's totally understandable if you have no idea what we're talking about to then just look at this and be like, gosh, that actually looks more put together than what I've got right now. They certainly have more events.
Well, okay, here's the thing. You guys, it's the second lap around the track for a lot of this stuff. Some of the narratives are rewritten for the events. The event descriptions are rewritten, but this is content that has been put through the paces already. The beauty piece of this mechanic is that it is new to those who are new.
Mm-hmm.
This is not new content to you. If you're an Ops 50, 60, 70, doesn't mean that you couldn't use more, wouldn't want it. I get that. But this is what this game has needed for a very long time.
Yeah.
We've all seen those charts where you see how many players are in their 30s, and then how many players are in their 40s, and how many never get out of 30s and quit while in their 40s. And then we make YouTube videos about, oh my God, the sky is falling. Where do all these people go? They're quitting in their 30s. Well, this is because none of the content that's currently released is for people in their 30s.
Yeah.
How many months and years has it been? Hey, Ops 40 or more, and the needle moves. Ops 42 or more, Ops 46 or higher, Ops 51 or higher. Finally, we're addressing this issue of, well, what about the people who are Ops 20 and Ops 30 and Ops 40? And it's like the easiest, simplest no-brainer in the history of mankind. You've already done all of that content. You just need to show it to them. And so now finally, we are showing it to them. And they're going to stick around. They're going to love it as much as you did when you initially played it. Probably even more, because they're going through it after all the bugs have been worked out. That you experienced the doom and gloom of the day one blues, which we still experience, even to this month, to DJ's point. Well, I mean, by the end of the arc, by the end of a 3 or 4 month arc as we had back then, all those kinks are fixed. So now we're presenting a polished piece of content to people who need this, who need those pieces of currency that are no longer a big deal to us. This is brilliant. This is genius. Star Trek is as popular now as it was 7 years ago, if not more so. So there are more people who would love the idea of playing a Star Trek-based game. Now they have the opportunity to have their hand held through the early stages to get caught up eventually to where we are today. And it's not about a cash grab and getting people up to 70, whether they're ready or not. This is, in fact, about making them more ready to join the ranks of the 50s and plus. Mm-hmm. And that's why I don't have any tolerance for that.
Crisis 119 writes, they should release legacy servers, run content from the beginning of the game with updated mechanics at a faster pace, keeps new players very engaged. Actually, crazy enough, now again, I don't know what their long-term plans are with this thing, but this is kind of exactly what they started right now. You know, that's kind of what they're doing right now. Like,
that's what I thought the transporter room was going to be when the transporter room first came out, and it didn't turn into that. But they could repurpose the transporter room to do that.
Yeah, I think Crisis. That's exactly what I think is their plan. Right. This is the first month that they're doing something like that. But as new servers get made. Right. And they do still open new servers. They do still try to keep people together with their current generation and so forth. I would imagine that the low ops or the pioneer experience, now the mid ops experience, is probably going to be more prevalent on those servers. You're not going to see, for example, on a new server that's capped at 39, they can't do, like, even this month, it's 51 plus. They're not going to have any new content. So to give them
correct
exactly what you're talking about, Crisis, is, run content from the beginning, faster paced mechanics. That is what Pioneer is.
That's what this is.
And that is what Causality is. And I think that may be what they're wanting to eventually do, So I hope that that's what you're asking, and I hope that's what Scopely wants to deliver, because based on, and again, we're 3 days in, but they got the right guy heading this thing up. And if this is something that those level players can enjoy and do enjoy, and is being written right, which I'm hoping that it will, then this can be hopefully a new standard in younger ops level players. And I think that's great, to be honest with you. Now that Tal is ops capped, he should get source again. In all fairness, Tibbs, I saw there were several people talking about Tal. I didn't bring that up to Logan because that's not his initiative. As a matter of fact, I don't want it to be his initiative. Let me tell you why. If the mid ops guy opened up Tal and us at 51 plus don't have access to Tal, I'd be a little bit fussy. Okay, just throwing that out there. I'm not going to ask the mid ops guy to open up Tal, because then the advanced ops guy is not going to get the memo, right? And then we're not going to get Tal, but everybody else is going to get Tal. Nope. Sorry, pass.
Oh, I hope he makes a few officers just for mid ops. I hope he sneaks a few people in that we don't have access to. Because that would
drive
make it
people
cool
nuts
for the people who are there.
It would be cool, and people would go absolutely bonkers for that, right?
Sure, let's do it. That's the right kind of chaos.
Lieutenant Picard went over well,
Madrox
didn't
would
he?
like a free towel.
Yeah,
Lieutenant
free
Do you have any towels
towel.
from Madrox?
I do. There's probably a towel around here somewhere, maybe a paper towel, something like that. Toilet paper towel. Wait, toilet paper towel? Paper toilet towel?
That's
no,
not what that is.
Toilet tissue. That's what they call it. Toilet tissue.
After my vengeance, I don't even need that anymore. Forget it.
There you go. So anyway, there you go. Ham Sam says, I'm only 4 shards from a towel unlock. Come on, 4 shards. Well, yeah, no, I get it. I understand that. But yeah, no, it's a cool idea. Andy missed the beginning of the show. He said 6 hours on Outpost is too long. Totally not the topic of what we were talking about in the first part of the show. That being said, I've actually had a lot of conversation about this right now, and here's my feedback. Okay, Tarpy, you and I talked about this earlier today. I feel like there is some stuff we're missing here. Okay, and for the record, it's Scopely's fault. Okay, it's Scopely's fault. They have not explained this thing well enough. And maybe it's also partly the content creator's fault. We've not bashed it into your guys' heads enough. But there is a reason that you would want the 6 hours to stay. This is not meant to be active. It's really, really not. Okay? Now, where I think they missed it, and I actually had a nice little debate in Discord. I don't remember if it was earlier today. I got told I was crazy, insane. There was a couple of other nice, endearing words. But I was defending.
That wasn't just today.
It wasn't
was
just
a lot
today.
of days.
I was defending the 6 hours. Okay? And I'm going to tell you why. A, it was meant for the buffs. This is why I blame Scopely. The buffs are weak sauce. Okay? The buffs are no good. Now, the design is fine. If the buffs were amazing, then I would want the 6 hours. People saying, well, it needs to be half that time. It needs to be a fourth of that time. I want to be able to speed it up and get through it. If the buffs were good enough, okay, then that is what we would want all 6 hours of those buffs. The problem is not the 6 hours, okay? The problem is the buffs aren't worth it. And that's where I think we've got to focus in on. It's not that the 6 hours is terrible, okay? That's right. Wolfwood says, I'm setting it overnight and forget it. That's exactly what I've done. I've set them out overnight. Matt says, I don't activate the buffs. Me neither. I'm not activating the buffs. Right now, I'm running them overnight specifically for refinery loot. Why? Because the buffs are worthless. Let's look at these buffs again, okay? Going to look at these buffs again because these are garbo. They're just not good. Am I on the right? I'm on the right
You'll
sheet
get there.
here.
There's only so many tabs. You'll get there eventually. Don't worry.
Yeah, here we go. All right? These buffs are awful. Okay? They're really bad. Let's look at, say, an officer stats. Okay? 530%. Okay, that might not be the best one to look at. Let's look at loot from hostiles and armadas. Listen, 500% officer stats could be decent.
Too diluted. It's too diluted. You have so many more percentages for officer stats now that's a drop in the bucket. It's still nothing.
Thank you. There you go. Okay? Mining speed at 500%? Who gives a damn?
What's the boost on the ATA percentage stat boost? It's significant. Way more significant than that number. So yeah, sorry.
I don't always dislike loot bonuses because, more is more. But 50% loot. And by the way, Jules did some ridiculous math for you guys. I've got some stuff that's going to absolutely blow your freaking socks off. Are you guys ready for this? Let's talk about the cumulative cost for activating a level 10 buff. Okay, let's get into it. How about this? For 50% loot bonus for 6 hours, it's going to cost me 21,000 of the uncommon stuff, 33,000 of the rare stuff. Oh, and here we go, folks. 216,000 Sigma dilithium.
A lot.
You're kidding me, right?
They need to add at least a 0 onto that buff. At least 1 0.
You're kidding me, right? Right? Okay. Hey, it gets better. It gets better. How about this one? Apex barrier versus hostiles. Now, we know that 10,000 barrier basically gets you double life, right? Okay. How about 2,000 Apex barrier for 78,000 uncommon materials and 875,000 Sigma titanium.
Oh, Lord.
Are you kidding me right now? Seriously?
They're not.
Okay. This is the problem with this mechanic. It's not the 6 hours. All right. Because, by the way, Andy, I hear you when you say it ties up my best ships for 6 hours. Should it be? Should it be? There is a strategy here. Okay. But Andy, that's just it. Your best ships don't have to be tied up. They don't have to be. There's actually a strategy here for punching up, and there's a strategy for punching down. There literally is a strategy for punching down. Earlier today, now, I don't know if I would punch this far down, but I saw 71 earlier today hovering on a level 56 node. Now, a little bit unfair to the G5 folks. Okay, I get it. G5 are going to complain about that Tarpy. Putz, I don't want to hear it. I understand that there's going to be a little bit of complaint about that, but you know why? Hold on, Cruzito. Cruzito says, why? He wasn't there for any other reason other than farming refinery materials with a maximum loot crew, and he was doing it with one ship. Now, that sounds a little bit ridiculous, right? But he was doing it for the same reason that Andy just talked about. He didn't want to tie up ships. He went in with a full-on loot crew and probably not his best ship, but he also did it with one ship. And is just cruising there. Not doing it for buffs. You're exactly right, Voltron. He was not doing it for buffs. Activated no buffs. He was just there to farm loot.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that may not be the strategy that you think somebody else should be doing, but guess what? It is a strategy. Okay? Matt says he would have been better to farm a 60. Maybe. Maybe he's a little squishy like me, and with one ship, he didn't think he could do a 60. I don't know. Does that give you enough to do pulls? See, here's the thing, Ohio. There's two separate things that you can be pulling here. You can be pulling materials. I get that. That clearly wasn't what he was after. What he was after were the retaliation medals and the retaliation plunder.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't after the credits or the building cost for the materials in Sigma. Not if he's punching that far down. Okay? If he's punching that far down, A, he doesn't care about the loot from the outpost. B, he's not wanting to use his big ships. He's just after the refinery loot. Now, that may or may not be the right strategy. Okay? That may or may not be. But that was what his priority was.
It for sure is the right strategy. Just look what the alternative is. You're not getting anything out of these buffs.
Well,
why else would you be doing it?
Maybe he's focused on unlocking Nog faster than anything else. Maybe he's focused on unlocking a G6 Epic hijacked refit faster than anything else. I mean, I'm not saying that is what he was doing. I'm not saying that it was right or wrong that he was doing it. But it mathematically makes sense. Here's the thing that I look at is what is it that I want and or need now, right? What is it that I'm looking for? Me personally, I'm trying to balance this. I was actually talking to Matters about this before the show. I've done 3 overnight runs on a 66, all right? So at this moment, I'm actually swimming in metals and plunder because on the 66, I have been able to survive all 72 hostiles on the 66. So I'm doing really, really good with metals and plunder. You know what I don't have enough to do? I don't have enough to pull my materials exchange. So I was talking to Matters tonight, and I'm thinking, okay, maybe I should spend one of my starts trying to punch up to a 70 or a 73. Probably not a 73. That's probably not realistic. But a 70 to try to get more loot, right? So that I can try to pull some resources and materials. Because what do we have? What comes? All right. If I can punch up to a 70, I can get 60,000 of the core credits, right? But on the 66 that I'm doing now, it's only 36,000. Not to mention, I'm shorting myself on over 150 parts for the building. Now, what I would love to be able to do, which probably isn't going to happen right away, all right? What I'd love to be able to do is to earn 600,000 credits and 1,300 building parts by trying to knock out a 73. So what are the things that I could potentially try to do? Well, I've got Lorca's Fist. I've got some cool stuff with Khan that I could do, Fleet Commander Khan. I could use the Titan buffs, the Cerritos buffs. I could do the whole thing and just dump everything in and see if maybe, possibly, I could put all of my juices and try to just take out a 73 outpost. And by the way, I don't care about the hostiles. I know I'm going to die to the hostiles. I'm not trying to farm 72 of those. What I need is just the loot for punching up from the outpost. And then when I go back to wanting metals and plunder, then I'll go back down to punching down. Strider says this is exactly what I've been doing. Andy says I did a 70, but only lasted 15 rounds. I can complete the 66. That's great. So let's look at yours specifically, Andy. All right. A level 66 hostile will give you 500 credits, 45 metals, and 45 components. All right. Now, as of right now, we probably don't really give a crap about the components. The components are only used for buffs, and right now the buffs are bad. So I don't necessarily care about those right now. All right. So let's
other than the first buff, which helps you from within the outpost. I fully support going for that, and that's one of the cheapest buffs that you can get to, right, DJs?
Sure, maybe. All right. So let's.
I mean, it's helped me. It's kept me alive. I've got mine maxed. I'm at 3,000%.
How are you doing, by the way?
Defense.
So it's still alive. Go back and let's see. Is your thing?
Right now, look, I'm at 1 minute to go.
Oh, you're not
round
going to make
66.
it. You're not going to make it. Wait, it says your ship's already dead. It says you're already dead.
What? Well, it says that anytime you fortify. That's just a little glitch in the matrix.
Oh,
if you will.
yeah.
But no,
Okay,
I am in fact still alive. I've got a minute to go. What might be my last hostile, I'm afraid, because I'm like at 3 million.
Click the repair
power.
button. Click the repair button.
Nothing happens.
Yeah, it will. It'll bring your shit back.
See?
Now. Yeah, okay. I was looking at
It
your
just
whole
gets
health
me.
there.
It gets me there. So I am literally 45 seconds away from dying. I think, but I do have my.
I told you.
I do have my max level reached here on retaliation isolatic defense, and that has helped keep me alive. As has this little guy over here, my little friend, the Titan.
Mm-hmm.
The Titan and the max fortification has made a huge difference. I cannot do that now. I am fortified. And that's gotten me to level 66. And the great thing about that, DJ, is that that's how you really see some progression here in the outpost with these.
Kaviji says, have we looked at the crew? No, we will here momentarily. He won't change the crew. Field repairs don't work, so you can't do any field repairs.
Oh, God, here it comes.
As a matter of fact, the only ability that you can put on it is the Titan ability. You can run Exos.
Fortify and max fortify.
And max
you got
fortify.
2 choices.
Yeah, you can run those. Exos, obviously,
Oh,
he can
here
apply,
she comes.
but you cannot apply field repairs, Omega 13, none of that stuff.
It's like losing a friend.
There you go. Goodbye, sweet vengeance. And now the outpost. By the way, you cannot do a defiant buff. Why would you? You can't do a defiant buff. They're not armadas. But by the way, now I shouldn't be saying this on day 3, but congratulations, Scopely. The outpost did not break. When he died,
I did. I made it
reset.
67 rounds without a breakage.
Yeah, there you go. It did not break, and the node reset, so now somebody else could go and start it. Now, Shelby, let's get back to you and Andy, okay? Shelby's got it exactly right. Max loot by punching down gets you more loot than punching up. Agreed. Let's look at this math, all right? Here's where we are. You say that you can do a 70, but you were punching down to the 66s because you can finish it. Agreed. Now, I don't know what you're using on a 66. Are you using combat or are you using loot? Okay? Because that is going to matter. If you are using combat and you're finishing the 66s, okay, if you're using combat, then you're only getting 500, 45, and 45, plus whatever you're earning from the building, right? But let's pretend that we took a nice, big, fat ship overnight. One ship with a max loot crew and punch down to the 63. Now, I know G6 players everywhere are cursing my name right now, but there is a punch down advantage here, okay? What is the maximum loot bonus that you can get off of Picard, Picard, Data on the side, and 5 of 11 on the other side? What is that? 200%? 2.6, says Shelby. All right? 2.6.
Why not just put Rachel on the other side and really go ham?
yeah, Rachel. Yeah, why would I? Oh, no, Rachel Garrett doesn't work. Rachel Garrett, I don't think works.
What?
She's against hostiles, so it's not gonna work.
For loot? Okay.
Yeah, for her loot. She'll give synergy, but I don't think she's pulling loot, right? She does. Yeah,
well,
that's what I'm saying.
Right,
she'll use loot. She's not going to proc, but she'll give Picard synergy. So Picard, it doesn't matter. Data, Garrett, whoever you want to use, doesn't matter. Doc below and 5 of 11 on the other side. Okay? Let's say it's 250%. I don't know what the number is. It's going to vary depending on your tier of 5 of 11. It'll depend on the tier of your doc. And it also depends on your level of building. Okay? Depends on your level of building. So let's just assume for a minute that it's 250%. You know what? I'm gonna punch down a little bit. We've been talking a lot about mid-ops experience tonight. Let's assume that it's only 200%. Okay? And you're right, Fleet Commander Sloan also gives you some. But let's assume that your 5's not maxed. Let's assume that your Doctor's not maxed. Let's go with 200%. Okay? If I can hit a level 66, that's going to pay me 500 credits. But I'm going to hit the 63 with a full loot crew that's going to give me 200% loot bonus. That, by the way, is basically multiplying by 3, right? That's right. It's 100% plus the 200% loot bonus. That's going to give me 810. That gives me more loot than it actually gives me on the 66 with a combat crew. So there is a strategy here to punching down. And Andy, specifically for you, if you're going to run one during the day and you don't want to tie up your best ships, well, then I would punch down just a little bit, go full on loot. You'll actually earn more. However, if I'm going to run it overnight, well, then I could punch up a little bit. Maybe I can even run a partial loot crew punching up to the 66. Or maybe I want to try to punch up because I really want those extra credits. I want those extra parts. And I'm not going to let it sit there all night. I might try to put all my eggs in one basket and try to take out a level 70 so I can get more stuff up front. Right? So I can get more stuff up front and not take as much on the back. There are multiple paths of progression, and that's one of the things that I like about this feature is that what you need on any given day is going to be different. Therefore, it changes what you are going to do. I know that that G5 and G6 players absolutely loathe a 71 being on a level 56 node. I get it. But he was actually probably approaching this pretty smart if he was going to do it during his day when he needed his ships to do other things. So, Andy, I might say, listen, there's a strategy that you could do during the day with full loot if you can find one by punching down. But if you're going to send it out overnight, then go ahead and send your big ships. You're sleeping. So There's even strategy for the time of day that you're going to play, right? Am I going to play other things during the game, during that 6 hours, or am I going to do it overnight when I'm completely idle? I haven't run one all day. I ran one last night, and then at lunchtime today, I logged into my game to repair my repair my ships, and I thought maybe I should start another one, but I knew that I was going to be on the air with you guys tonight, and I didn't want to tie up my ships. So that was kind of what I was thinking about. Well, I'm just not going to run one there, and I'll run another one tonight overnight. Or if I wanted to, I could run one right now and just, punch down a little bit. All right. Lexel says it's a bad move, blocking an outpost for lower ops. See, I disagree. All right. And now, if it was simply because you don't know any better, like I saw another level 71 today. Actually, I didn't. Putz did. We're not going to name names. We're not going to say where they're from, not what server or alliance, but you saw one running a Strange New Worlds crew. And what was the other one? E. Riker is captain. And what crew did you see on these two ships, which was absolutely asinine? That is bad, right?
Yeah. JLP, Beverly, and Jordy. So a full synergy there, yeah. And it was on a max cube. It was on a 28 billion cube. This guy had both of his cubes in it at a 56.
Well, that's
max cubes.
Yeah, that's a little bit weird. Okay. That is just a player who honestly has absolutely no clue what he's doing. Okay? That's fair. Okay? And that would be very frustrating, and I understand it. But there is a strategy potentially for some players punching down. Listen, I am supposed to be killing the 70s. I can't. So I'm hitting the 66s. Does that make me a jerk? Or does that make me working my content the best way that I can? Right?
That one.
That's what I feel like. All right. Now, if somebody's out there has no idea what they're doing or this or that, that's one thing. But the 171 player that I was talking about earlier listened and said, hey, I need to go with one ship because I've got other stuff to do today. I'm going to go with one ship. I'm going to go full loot. That way I can actually earn more of the refinery stuff, which is actually what I'm after. I don't really care about the materials right now. I'm after Nog. All right. And he could be looking for the hierarch. Like he told me, he's all in for the officers. So he's focusing on refinery loot, maybe to try to pull 2 chests instead of 1 chest. That's right, Shelby. He's all in
impossible.
on the off. Well, maybe not. If he's running full loot on a slightly smaller target and then going all 72, he might get enough medals and plunder, possibly. Shelby says, I can do a double chest. So
Okay.
There you go. Now, Nakar hits the nail on the head. The problem isn't punching down. The problem is not enough outposts since these last for 6 hours, which is also why some people are calling for them to last less than 6 hours. So Scopely's got a couple of problems here. 2 problems, in my opinion. 1, the buff's not nearly good. I think that you will have, right now, for example, there is absolutely nobody. Let me find. Trying to remember. Where did he put the abilities or the combat? I can't find. Sorry, I'm sound like I'm stuttering. I apologize. I'm looking for
what their 2 abilities are.
Yeah.
It's in the first one under system map.
Well, I thought so.
I think.
I'm
Or
not
is that it right there? Is that it right there? Oh, they reformatted the spreadsheet since you looked at it.
Okay.
Quasel and he made changes.
Here you go. So the Borg, which issues some isolytic damage. Okay. I think I called out the other day that was going to be the easiest one to kill. If I'm looking at this just for farming, Borg Outpost, number 1 easiest to kill. Cardassian Outpost, probably 2nd easiest to kill. The Node Outpost, 3rd easiest to kill. So if I don't care about buffs, where am I going to go first? Well, I'm going to check the Borg systems first. See if I can find one over there. If I can, I'm going to start one. If I can't find a Borg, then I'm going to go try to find a Cardassian. Now, if you don't care about the buffs, which nobody does, then everybody is going to be trying to hit the Borg first. That's why there's no Borg systems. That's why there's no Borg outposts available. There's none out there. Because that's the easiest one to kill, and it is the easiest one to kill, and it's the easiest retaliation target to kill. Okay? Like, that is the easiest one to kill, even for all 72 hostiles. This is the one that people want. So, naturally, they're going to run out first. Should there be more? I definitely don't disagree. I would love there to be more, but Scopely has already told us that this was the most that they could put in and not suffer performance problems. Now, that's a totally different conversation and something that we should probably not be proud of, but it is what it is. That's what we've got. All right. Nakar says then they shouldn't have released the poorly designed feature. That's just it. The design of the feature is not poor. The design is there. This, again, comes back to just crappy engineering, crappy capacity, crappy server architecture, and crappy code. Okay? It's not about buying equipment, Don. Like, the game code is just a sloppy spaghetti mess. All right? But they did put in extra systems at the lower end, which was something that we've sounded off before and wanted. There's 2 53 systems instead of just 1. There's 2 63 systems instead of just 1. All right. Mm-hmm. So they did try to open that up at the lower ends a little bit, which I think is fine. All right. I think that's good. So there was a little bit of effort there, but still the number of total outposts are limited. Okay. They're limited. Mm-hmm. So this is what we've got here. Now, that's kind of why I come back and say there are certain things that we need to be looking for as players and certain ways that we can approach this as playing it. Yes, and I have kind of praised this type of content in the past, so it sounds hypocritical of me not to do it now. I understand the frustration, but I like when there is strategy that isn't just hitting as big as I can hit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like to be able to say, okay, well, maybe I can farm on a 60. I could do a 70 if I want extra outpost loot, but I could farm on a 66 if I want refinery loot. If I need to keep my ships, I could do a 63 with full loot crew. That way I can still do my ships. I have multiple ways to play this, depending on what my goals are, depending on what my needs are, and depending on what currency I need that day. You see? Cruzito said that's because I can't hit the bigger targets. Yeah, well, is what it is. All right. If I could, Cruzito, let's say that I could use full combat and defeat a 70, my strategy wouldn't change. I would still punch down to I would still maybe if I could farm all 72 hostiles of a 70, then maybe I would punch up to the 73 for the outpost loot, do 72 hostiles on the 70 if I'm going for refinery loot, or if I need my ships, even then I would punch down to a 66. It's like every single player has a span of a couple of ranges of target that can do whatever, that can accomplish their goals depending on what they are on that day. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I think Scoopley has some fundamental problems here. If the buffs don't matter, then nobody's going to do node outposts. You've already cut out 30% of the targets that people are going to be willing to do. The Cardassian outpost, I mean, at this point, if the buffs were going to be this bad, then you should have just made them all Borg outposts. Now, that's obviously not what they want. Here's what needs to happen to add a little diversity back into where people are going. If the entire galaxy is not going to settle in on the Borg outpost, then we got to give them a reason to go settle in on something else.
And that would be better buffs.
Exactly. That would be the buffs. The buffs have to be tempting. And I'm here to tell you, they ain't.
Especially that node. Because the way the node works, how it basically Yuki's your hull after so many rounds, you're gone. I mean, that's a big risk-reward proposition there. That's got to be really worth doing. Because if you sit on that node for too long, you're gone no matter what.
Well, yeah, because, I mean, it's just stripping hull every time. It's just stripping hull.
Exactly.
So now,
and as you if you get later into the 70s, we're talking to the tune of 20, even 30% per round.
I'm going to mess with their spreadsheet a little bit, so nobody tell on me. Let's look at the Borg buffs. Okay? I'm going to look at the Borg buffs. Borg, crit chance versus hostile and armada. At level 1, it's 1%. All right, and this is, by the way, let's do level 56. ISO Cascade. We love Cascade, right? We love Cascade in this game. So for a level 56 outpost, Borg, ISO Cascade, it starts at 2% at level 1. Well, let's go and look at the cumulative cost and the max buff. That's a Borg 56. Here we go. A Borg 56 will eventually get up to 28% Cascade. Okay. Okay. We've got officers who do more with one officer.
Compare
slot.
that to Janeway. Janeway's 50%, right?
Sure. All right. Savick is 50%. Nurse Chapel is 40%. All right. So
40%.
28% ain't something I'm writing home about. But here's the bigger problem. That 28% is going to cost me 13,100 uncommon components. Are you freaking kidding me? 13,100. Now, I have a chance on this 56 that I'm doing. I have a chance at 40. Get the hell out of here.
Eviscerated? Get eviscerated.
First of all, we've already determined that the chance pull on this chest is probably less than 10%. Probably less than 10%. I did 72 hostiles. I got 6 chests. Okay. Poor Putz. Oh my God. Putz sent me a message last night. It always happens to Putz. He did 72 hostels. He got 0 chests.
Oh, no way.
He got 0.
Oh.
Poor guy. Poor guy.
Oh.
Now, if I'm doing the 56, I've got, call it a 10% chance. It's not even probably that. But let's call it a 10% chance at 40 uncommon parts. To max that buff is going to cost 13,100 uncommon parts. How many chests am I going to need? Somebody math that out. 13,100 divided by 40. That's 328 chests, assuming that it's a 10% drop rate.
The answer is you'll be dead by the time you get there. Dead.
Assuming that it's a 10% drop rate, that means I got to kill 3,275 of those hostels. Divided by 72 hostels means that I have to do 46 full-length outposts to do one buff one time for 6 hours?
Billy from accounting. Let's give it up for Billy from accounting again.
Hold on.
Ruining the day.
Hold on. I forgot something.
There's more?
It also requires 20,300 rare components. And I might point out that particular level has like a 0% chance at dropping the rare. Hold on, let's find it. The wave 2 retaliation hostiles could and we don't know what the odds are on it, but it is also less than 40, and we've only got the option to grab that out of 30 of the hostels. So let's assume it's a 10%. Let's say it's pretend it's 30. And I might get 3. That's 90, okay? I need 20,100 divided by 90. That is 223 completed outposts. And again, we're talking about getting a one-time boost of 28% isolytic damage for 6 hours.
It just doesn't add up.
No, it doesn't. So what Scopely has done, you have effectively 100% completely removed any incentive at all at pursuing these buffs. Nobody can afford them.
Greedy
Now,
Scopely not giving us the rewards that we need to participate.
Jondrel says, I thought you said the design was good. Yes, the mechanic is good. The math is wrong. All right, so that's problem number 1, buffs. Okay? Buffs are a problem. The rewards, that's arguable. I don't think the buffs are the rewards. I think the rewards are what's in the refinery. And the refinery,
well, sure,
crazy enough, hasn't been that awful bad just yet. How many of you guys have picked 1 or 2 of these things and been able to pull them each day? Here's what I've pulled so far. I've run 3 of these overnight. I am doing single pulls on Nog because I can't afford the doubles. I'm doing single pulls, so I've got 3 Nog Shars so far. I also have pulled 3 of my Krencha refit shards, and I've pulled 3 shards of the Hierarch. That's what I'm working on, okay? I'm doing the officers and the hijacked refit because I feel like I'm going to use my Krencha for a while. All right? Cruzito says I'm pulling officer only, nothing else. Kaviji says, I'm pulling single on both officers and then the premium dust. That's just it. If you do this strategically, you should be able to get about 3, maybe 4 pulls every time you come in and do it. All right? And right now, that's set to be daily. The bigger problem, again, I'm saying that the mechanics are good. There's problems with the math. The refinery piece is great. It's great, except the timing. This is going to be around for 2 months, and then we have no clue after that. Well, if that's the case, I feel like these pulls need to be much more attractive. I feel like you need to offer me 70 to 80% of the unlock within that 60 days, not 50 shards. You see what I'm saying? Like, I want more than that. Especially if I don't know the cadence. You want me to invest in this but you're not willing to tell me how long it's going to last. That's a real big problem for me. Okay? So that's another thing. All right? That's another thing. I think the math is not great on the resource and materials. It's definitely going to require strategy. I think, Cruzito, tell me if I'm wrong, I feel like the design is kind of pointing you towards doing one or the other. I don't think we get to really maximize the retaliation refinery if we also want to do resource and material refinery, which, by the way, I do see as a flaw. All right. I want to be able to do it all. I want it all and I want it now. But I think the way it's built is that we kind of have to choose, right? Should we be punching up on the outpost for resources and materials and therefore skipping the retaliation refinery? Or if our goal is the retaliation refinery, then we kind of have to punch down on the outpost, which means we're not going to get enough currency to do the resources and materials. You see? Now, Cruzito, I agree with you. The goal for them to have the outpost at 6 hours is exactly what I said, to make the buffs valuable to somebody who's going to use the buffs. Problem is, the buffs are laughable, so nobody really cares. You know what I'm saying? So I think that is the problem. Now, Cruzito says, why not just let us get wave after wave immediately, and then based on the amount of hostiles we kill, determine how long an exo runs. It gives the same accomplishment when we get our ships back. Well, I think that's exactly the point, Cruzito. Risk reward. All right? You get the buff, but you got to defend the buff. All right? I'm not opposed to this mechanic. I like the idea of holding an outpost. I mean, this is the kind of king of the hill, capture the flag thing that I've kind of envisioned for a long time. Problem is, they didn't really pan out on what we're getting out of it. Right now, it's specifically a refinery tool. It's not, there's absolutely no reason whatsoever to chase these buffs. The buffs are honestly laughable in their efficacy and ridiculously overpriced. So overpriced. All right. I'm looking down here at these Sigma costs. ISO defense, just the one that works inside the loop, Griffin. Let's look at the level 73, the one that you just did. I want to tell you what you spent on this. I don't know if you even realized it. You maxed out.
Oh, yeah.
You maxed out the ISO defense versus retaliation targets. That cost you 36,000 common, 16,000 uncommon, and 1 million Sigma par steel. Was it worth it?
Yeah.
It was?
Well, it kept me alive a few more rounds, but I certainly didn't get back in rewards what I spent in it, and that's the issue.
Yeah. 1 million Sigma steel. By the way, I'm going to remind you that if he was even able to pull a resource refinery out of that, he might have barely gotten back the 1 million Sigma steel. Maybe. And there's an RNG 50-50 that he only gets back 50,000 or 500,000.
Let's do that right. Let's do that right now. I've been waiting for this moment. I've got it up right here on this outpost refinery.
So which one are you going to do?
So here's
G6
my grade 7 solo outpost.
You're going to do G7. He can do a single pull. So we're going to pop the single pull. He's got a 50-50 chance to break even or maybe make 1 million Sigma steel. All right.
And here we go. Survey says I made $1 million.
He did indeed make $1 million. Well, you got lucky.
And look at those G7 rares, boy.
Now, Jules did point this out and praise this the other day. Right now, there is zero other chance, zero other opportunity for a G7 player to earn G7 rare. So that's great. But Spock says, is all that from one outpost, or did he have to run multiple to get that? Well, it costs 3.7
The one
million.
pull is from one outpost. Yes, I got all that. Basically, I would not have pulled that without that outpost.
Let's explain where that comes from, okay? Because he killed The cost, all right, for that one was 3.7 million of the credits. So how does he get 3.7 million? Well, he's getting 600,000 from just killing the outpost. That's your starter chest. There's 600,000. But he was also getting 8,000 for all the hostiles that he hit, plus the loot that he has on a level 71 ship. Griffin, what's your loot bonus on the building? Let's go to the building. And look at that. You're level 71 on the building.
I'm level 72 on the building.
72 on the building. All right. And so you're getting a very significant loot bonus there. And he was not using any loot crew that I'm aware, right? We're going to go to your crews here in just a second. So he was at 339% plus
346. Oh, yeah, 339. Yep.
339 plus presumably another 40% from Fleet Commander Sloan. So he's at 380% loot bonus. All right. He's getting 8,000 per hostile, and that is going to be multiplied by 4.8. So 8,000 times 4.8 means that he was getting 38,400 for 70. How many did you kill? You had 11 left, right? So you killed
66.
You killed 66. There's the 2.5 million plus the 600,000 that he got from the start. No, he did not earn 3.7 million on that. He only earned 3.1 million.
Well, I also had 5 of 11.
Oh, you ran 5 of 11. Okay, that changes the math. All right, so 8,000 now times you were at 340 plus 40 is, so that's 380, 480, so 5.8 times 66. Oops. 8,000 times 5.8 times 66 plus the 600,000. He still came in just a hair shy. Oh, he was also running the doctor. God bless it. You guys are killing me with it. Anyway, all right.
Well, you didn't ask.
In other words, he barely made it. Okay?
I barely made it.
He barely made it. Based on my loose math, he earned 3.6 million, but the refinery cost pulled 3.7. In other words, you would damn near need to max the outpost in order to do the resource and material pull one time.
Though the cooldown is 3 days, so you do have 3 days or granted more than one shot to get there.
Well, that's true. Now, how many have a level 72 building? Nobody! That's the point, Shelby.
Just me, sucker. I'm the sucker.
That's the point. All right. This refinery is way expensive. As a matter of fact, Jules recommended on the show the other night that even G7 players probably should just write off the G6 materials and pull the G6 chest specifically for the Sigma. You see what I'm saying? And that is kind of crazy to me. Now, again, that's a piece of strategy, and it is early. I'm sure there are going to be tools that make this cheaper. I'm sure there's going to be a skin or an officer or a ship or a prime or this or that or all of the above that makes this stuff easier, cheaper, and better over time. I am sure that all of that is going to happen because that is ABC 1, 2, 3 Scopely. All right? But, again, when we're looking at this original design, they've designed it and rolled it out in such a way that those tools are not present. So, A, nobody cares about the buffs. So you've got a shortage of nodes because people are farming loot, and no one gives a crap about the buffs. So that is a fundamental problem in managing player expectation or seeing a player that failing to understand how we're going to play. You see? They thought we would care about the buffs. We don't, which means that people are punching down, squeezing out the G5s and G6s, and then rolling loot crew. Okay? Redstone says, I can see a prime that reduces the hours. Listen, Scopely doesn't want to reduce the hours, and neither would we if the buffs were worth buying. That's
Which
the thing.
They're not.
They're not. If the buffs were worth buying, we would want them to last as long as possible. Let's say that isolytic cascade wasn't 28%. Let's say it's 200%. Whoa. That's a different story.
Now it's missing a 0. All of these buffs are missing a 0. But that is always the case.
Let's say we're looking at Apex Shred in PvP, barring the fact we can't use it in arenas. Apex Shred at 40%, make it 100. Okay? Mining speed, 500%, make it 5,000. Give me a ridiculously effective, albeit short-term buff that I'm willing to chase. Hazard resistance, that one is arguably good at 45%. Make it 200%. It's going away, right? It gives me 6 hours to do armadas. It gives me 6 hours, and I've got to carefully choose when I'm sending my outpost, because then 200%, 250 even. Give me something that gives me an ungodly ability, but just for a few minutes. You know? Loot from hostiles and armadas. It caps at 35%. Now, guys, we just used a partial loot crew and just found 500% on this target. 35% is nothing. 350% on the other hand. Okay.
There you go.
There you go.
Now we're talking.
Now you're talking. Okay. They've missed the mark with these buffs. And in doing so, they've actually handicapped their own design. By making these buffs so that nobody cares, I can tell you, not a soul in the game who knows what they're doing is going to go fight the node hostiles. Nobody. And the only people who are going to run the Cardassian outpost are the ones who probably have enough power and enough output to fire through all that apex barrier. But I'm here to tell you, they are going to be gunning for the Borg. So now what you've done is, even though you built 180 targets in the server, you've practically eliminated the efficiency of 67% of them. Now there are only 60 targets that are valuable. That's right. So in effect, there are less outposts available. Younger players are going to get squeezed out. And to be honest with you, even though we say there's only 60 available, there's actually only 40 that are available at 70 and down. And 20 that are available at 60 and down. Ooh. Now.
That hurts.
Think about that perspective. Okay? That is what is wrong with this feature. Okay? The mechanic is sound. I like the creativity. I like the concept. I like the gameplay. I don't mind the 6 hours if, in fact, I'm getting a valuable buff for that period of time. Let me ask you, if you had a 500% loot bonus or a 250% cascade, or let's pretend that specifically, and I'm going to entertain Cruzito's thought for a second. Let's pretend that specifically for the PvP ones, it did give you an exocomp so you could use it in arenas. Well, now the game is a little bit different, isn't it? Now the mechanic is, well, now I don't want to shorten it from 6 hours. Now I wouldn't mind for it to last longer, so I get to keep the buffs longer. Now,
like a day.
If the buffs mean something, then players will risk it for the biscuit. Well, Cruzito, you're not listening. You're halfway paying attention. What are you doing? Are you watching TV? Are you watching wrestling right now? Because that's exactly what I just said.
He's probably watching me blow through all my multi-phases.
I literally just said those exact words. He said, it won't work during arenas, DJ. I just said. All right, I'm going to repeat, like literally the last 30 seconds. Let's follow Cruzito's thought. And for the PvP ones, specifically, make it an exo comp so that they could be used in arenas, so that they could be used in incursions. Just for the PvP ones. Let's make the buff actually something we want. And the buff to make it something that we want to use when we need to use it Nobody needs the PvP buff at the levels that they are. And certainly the best valuable piece of place to use the PvP buffs are in arenas.
Mm-hmm.
So these are the failures of the game design piece of this. It's not the mechanic. It's the rewards. And I think that's what has sabotaged this loop a little bit. If these buffs had come out and been amazing, we wouldn't want this thing to go any faster. We would want
all the more reason to participate.
Yeah. And we would want to max the 6 hours so that we could get the most bang for our buck out of the buff. Battlebomb says, it seems you are discounting the PvP usefulness when it comes to combating starbase assaults. I know. I'm sorry. I don't mean to discount the fact that people fight over starbases. I apologize. It's actually kind of my secret thing that I don't really like to share with other people. You know, I just kind of like to play that on my own. I don't really want to share the joy of that with you guys, you know.
Assaults?
Yeah, they're great.
What's an assault? I wish that there was a buff that significantly affected resource requirements of station building in the 70s. That I would literally do handstands for, especially Parse Steel.
Yeah, you know, funny enough, none of these buffs are efficiencies. None of these buffs save us money. None of these buffs give us trite returns. They just cost obscene amounts of trite. Like, so again, I feel like the buffs are not what we were after. This was not the return that we expected for what you're asking us to put in. And let me be clear. I am not particularly fussy about the 6 hours. All right? Because I want the full 6 hours if the buff is good. You know, hey, how about that? How about FKR reputation? Give me a 500% boost on reputation. What are the things that matter to us right now? Reputation grinding.
Building resources, reputation grinding.
Resource efficiency.
Done.
Sure. Okay. What else? Warp range. Hey, give me a temporary boost of like 100 warp range. Right? Ship part efficiencies, things like that is sure. Okay. JB says, I need more Gorn loot. Absolutely. Bigger hazard resistance. Cool. Okay. Hey, yeah. Sigma speed ups, or if they're going to do it in a buff fashion, give me a 500% construction speed buff. Right?
I mean, yeah, the speed's okay, but especially the resources. I mean, I'm blowing through literally maxing 10 multiphasic packs just to upgrade one station building right now on screen. It's just crazy how much this is costing to get to Op 73. Yeah. It's like crazy.
Well,
and
that was
here's
point.
A great opportunity to help,
was the point.
make that feel a little better.
That was the point.
Huh?
That was the point.
No. Okay. No. I understand it's the point, but it's still at the same time. The question is, well, why aren't there more Op 73s in the game right now? I'll tell you why. And a little help there would be appreciated. I'm not saying make it free, but just a little help.
Yeah.
A little help.
Well, this is what, and this is one of the things that I always want to be really careful about when we're looking at a feature, especially early. All right. It's exactly actually what Mr. Tiger has warned us about in the past. Like, we don't want to make a knee-jerk reaction. Let's carefully identify the problem. The problem is not the 6 hours. It's not. The problem is the
literally
buffs.
not.
The buffs / rewards / costs. And I'm going to throw in a little asterisk there. The 2-month timeline. You got to give me more than that. I need to know. No, Grouchy Outlaw, it's not even the 5 minutes per enemy. It's not even that. Because we want it to last longer if the buffs were great. Okay.
You got to fix the buffs.
Well, and you're right, Nakar, and the lack of outposts. Now, I'll tell you this. If they made these buffs worth chasing, then players would diversify where they're going on the outpost. You could go then from 60 outposts up to 180. Because right now, nobody's doing the node. Nobody. But I'd be willing to bet that you put some sweet action buff in there. I mean, the sweetest of buffs. Hey.
Par steel efficiency.
Yeah, go in there, go into the node, put a 500% G7 resource efficiency in there. Griffin's going to the node.
I'm there.
He's going.
I am literally already at the node. I've already started the node.
Even if he is not able to do all 72, he's after the node because he wants that buff.
Mm-hmm.
And I do actually like that idea, Stradalorian. Perhaps maybe a small little extra buff for killing all 72. Although I do know why they didn't do that. In all fairness, Stradalorian, they did not want players to feel obligated to killing all 72. Why would they want players to not feel obligated to go into to all 72 hostiles? Because the design was so that you could do the 72 hostiles and get A, B, C loot. But you could also look at the outposts and get XYZ loot. They want people to feel like they were missing out. You can choose the currency here.
I finished 95% of a 73, and I got 95% of the available awards. Fine.
Exactly. They don't want players to feel like they're missing out. I think that would actually be detrimental to this feature. Now that I think about it, Stradalorian, in fairness, I think that would be detrimental to this feature because nobody would want to spend their directives to receive less of the overall pie. They need to be spending their directives on what they need at that time. And it might be outpost loot, and it might be refinery loot. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And in all fairness, what it should eventually be, and what it should have already been, is the specific kinds of loot to get the buffs that we want. The problem is the buffs are not there. You see? So,
ooh, this is hurting. Ooh.
What are you doing?
It would be really neat if you could scale the buffs. Sorry?
I'm watching Griffin spend gazillions and gazillions and gazillions of Sigma trait or Sigma steel.
Oh, that really hurt. Defense platform, dry dock E. Oh, here's another 42 million.
Oh my God, no. No. Dude just spent like 200 million latinum on one building. No, sorry, that was 600 million latinum. Oh my.
There's more.
No, but wait. There's more.
Oh, okay. So my dry docks are now done. Oh, look at this, you guys. My dry docks are done.
Now you got to go do all the guns. Go do all the guns.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Oh.
Back to the multi-physics.
No, do it. We do it. He's going to spend 1.6 billion latinum just to supplement his steel.
No. I'm gonna go to the multi-physics. But before you click back, I do have one other fun thing to show you. You ready for this? Look at this. Look at this. Look at this.
Congratulations. Oh, he's at 9 trillion rep. Are you going to build an Aphelion?
Look at this.
Wow. He's going to build.
Oh, boy.
You're still 5 blueprints short. Do you have the stuff?
I got him right here.
He can do it. He's going to build an Aphelion.
Although I will tell you, this is this is a look to the crystal ball for the future. Let's say you don't have enough. You think you're going to get Latinum out? You're going to get out your Latinum checkbook? No. It's going to take you here where you will spend $100.
No, hold on. Do you not remember that? They told us that these were not, the Sigma credits would not be lat convertible.
So $100 will buy you 10 blueprints. It's 10 blueprints per $100. Though you are getting command badges at the same time, so I guess that's exciting, right?
Oh, fun stuff! All right,
should we do the animation now?
I mean, you can. I'll throw it up on screen, but we're not gonna ooh and ah over it here in podcast. I am gonna come and I'm gonna ask the chat for a couple of questions because we are at our time, so we will get ready to roll. Do you guys have any questions about what we've talked about tonight, or any ideas?
Then I'm totally building it.
Any ideas or feedback or anything? You don't have enough Sigma trait either. Tarpy, what's your idea? There were
well, it was about the buffs,
badges.
But don't worry about it. It's fine.
Well, no, hey, that's what the show has been on. What are the buffs?
So it would have been if you could punch up So if I'm a 71 punching up to a 73 and I could somehow hit that for like 10 minutes, the buff that I have for that 10 minutes is amazing. But if I punch down, the buffs get worse. So then I get to choose my buff based on what outpost I'm hitting.
So in a manner of speaking, they've actually kind of done that. If you look at these generational buffs, they're actually all the same
Right,
buffs.
but the buffs aren't good.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
Like, make it really good.
Well, that's exactly what we were talking about. But yeah, I do think that they have kind of tackled that particular scaling because yes, the same buffs exist for G5, G6, and G7. They're just stronger for G7 than they are for G6 than they are for G5. But the whole thing needs to be amplified. I mean, the whole thing. You know, and yes, I think there's already natively a built-in curve for it paying less to a G6 as compared to a G7. But yeah, the buffs are just wrong in the first place. All right, so yeah, we're agreeing on that. That's it. Why are you now spending all of your stuff on components? What are you doing? What are you doing? Stop what you're doing.
What do you mean? I'm tearing up the ship.
Does he even have a spend event right now? Like you are doing crazy things, man. Like why are you doing this right now?
Spend events come and go. I got to get this affiliate into G7 Mining Town. Come on.
So it can mine slower than your G6 rare right now?
Well, one would hope not.
Oh, I will bet money. Don't
negative Nancy.
Right now. Just do all the components. Do all the components right there and stop. Take that tier 1 out to a G7 mining node and compare it to your G6 rare.
Okay.
Please do it. I'm so excited to see this.
I can't get there.
Okay, but you know, your G6 rare can't get there either, can it? No.
Oh no, I guess.
Go to a different system. Go to a different system. Come on.
I'm going.
I gotta explain this in podcast real quick, and then we gotta go. All right. So, why won't you take your disco? You always yell at me. That's a 3-minute warp. Take the disco. Oh God.
I'm not gonna take my disco. I'm gonna take my vengeance.
He unlocked the instant warp. That was only $2,500, but he has instant warp on his vengeance now. Okay.
Gonna make good use of it too.
There you go. All right. Wait, did you not? Okay, here we go. So let's put let's take a look at the mining speed. Go ahead and load up your G6 rare there as well. Load up a G6 rare on another slot. All right. So here we go.
I've got it right here. Look at that.
The
$566
G6
an hour.
$566.
$6.99 an hour.
Okay. Well, at least the Aphelion is better out of the box. His G6 miner was getting $566,000 an hour, but the Aphelion at tier 1 gets him 600.
That's not my new Grange.
Gets him the 600.
My new Grange gets $785 an hour.
The new Grange is $785, and the other one's only $700. So honestly, your G6 rare is better than the Aphelion out of the box.
Well, okay, but that's a tier 12. My tier 12 new Grange mines gas faster than the tier 1. That's why I was doing what I was doing. When you interrupted me, you were a dirty interrupter. I got to keep upgrading. I got to keep it upgrading this affiliate until it gets above 800,000.
It's not it's not enough to spend what he spent on the ship, the rep, the blueprints, the credits, the packs, the badges, the Sigma. But then he also has to
and
take
really
it to
now
tier
that we've
3,
seen that animation, I feel like I should finish these defense platforms.
Oh my God! All right, that's it. We're done. Any other questions out of chat on Outpost? And hopefully, Scopely, you will hear me on this. All right, buffs. You've handicapped the whole feature here. Fix the buffs. You fix the feature.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Fix the buffs. You fix the feature. Honestly.
Well, fix the feature, then fix the buff, so you'll then finally really fix the feature.
Mechanically, yeah. Mechanically fix the feature, then mathematically fix the buffs so that you can come back and sentimentally win the feature again. All right. Yeah, there you go. All right.
Sentimentally.
Yeah. All right. Listen, if you're in our Twitch audience and our YouTube audience and you're live, stick around for a few minutes. I'm going to do a couple of things. But for our podcast audience, we're going to go ahead and put this show in the bag. Thank you guys very much for being here. We appreciate it. Again, if you're in the live studio audience, stick around for a minute. I've got one or two other things that I want to do. But I want to thank all of you guys for being a part of our live studio audience. Thank you for listening on podcast. Thank you for checking us out on iTunes, iHeartRadio, all the places that you check out our podcast on playback. We appreciate that very much. Again, thank you to our sponsor tonight, Audible. Be sure to use our Amazon link and go directly to Audible. The Amazon link will be in the show description down below. Click on that button to get a very cool promotion, 99 cents a month for the first 3 months, and get access to thousands of titles over the holiday season. That's with Audible right there. 99 cents a month, 3 months, and even during that, you get 3 free books, 1 per month, that you get to keep even if you cancel your Audible membership. You guys be sure to go check that out.
I am going to download Dave Ramsey's Total Mini Makeover right after this show.
There you go. Check
Learn
it
how
out.
to budget.
If you're in the live studio audience, that would be ! Audible. And if you're in podcast, it'll be in the episode description. You guys be sure to use that link. Don't just go, because you get the chance to support the show and sign up for the amazing trial, 99 cents a month for 3 months. All right? And by the way, they're still going to support our channel. Like, they're helping us out. So we want you guys to use our link and go on over there so that you can get a really cool promotion. Thank you, Audible, for sponsoring our show tonight. Thank you, WarDaddy, for being our very special guest. We appreciate that. And thank all of you for being a part of our community and a part of our audience. We invite you to visit our website at TalkingTrekSTFC.com to find links over to the YouTube, the merch site, the Twitch page, the Patreon, the Studio B, all the fun stuff. That's at TalkingTrekSTFC.com. And we want to thank all of you guys. Hey, listen. It's already November. It's almost holiday season time. Maybe you've got a Talking Trek fan in your life that is really looking forward to some cool Talking Trek merch for the holidays. You guys be sure and get that. Shipping. Listen, we're going to be able to ship out product for probably about another month, but time is running out if you want to get some amazing Talking Trek swag for your holiday gift giving. All right? Be sure and go do that. All right? Thank you guys so very much for being a part of our amazing community. Griffin, you look sad. Will you tell our people why you're sad right now?
Because I still need 20,000 7-star gas to even build this one stupid gun.
Oh, that's only like 7 more packs. Why don't you just get busy? It's fine. Thank you guys so very much for listening to Talking Trek, Star Trek Fleet Command's official podcast. We are registered trademark and recorded in front of a live studio audience for distribution across podcast platforms everywhere. I'm UltimatDJz.
And I'm Griffin.
I'm your friendly neighborhood cat person, Sam. Meow for now. For all of us here at Talking Trek, you have a wonderful night. We'll catch you on the next one. Good night, everybody.